Sleet, snow, and ice, are your tires up for the challenge? Tread confidently in winter's worst with a set of new tires from Tire Rack. They only sell the best, like the full line of Kumho tires. Go to TireRack.com/Colin. Tell them what you drive. Your tires will ship fast and free to you or one of over 10,000 recommended installers. Go to TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
You ready to end the year with some money in your pocket? We got it covered at Gossett Mitsubishi's Mitsubishi Motors year-end sales event. Get to the Pike for the award-winning 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV. 420 total range MPGE, $299 a month. Get ready for your road trip in the 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. Buy for $27,000 or just $399 a month. And cool has never been cooler than in a 2024 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. We Gossett at $30,700 or $499 a month. And no worries with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So get to Gossett Mitsubishi today at 1870 Covington Pike. Gift wrapping available. You want it, we Gossett. Shop online anytime at MemphisMitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
PHEV PZ06203 MSRP 44,355 Sport RU 001136 MSRP 28,000 Eclipse RZO 12051 MSRP 31,700 includes all rebates and incentives PF 695 excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
It's time to get up and get your day started.
Morant. Jawbreaker!
It's Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. The first hour of Sports 56 Mornings is brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware at the corner of White Station and Quince. Now, here are your hosts, Greg and Eli.
They get up every morning from the alarm clocks, warning, take the 8:15 into the city.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome into Sports 56 Morning. Hope you're very early Tuesday morning, if you're with us, is off to a good start. We got a busy day today in local sports. It could be quite the day when it's all said and done. The return of Ja Morant, the Memphis Tigers and the Virginia Cavaliers, and two teams battling that are in the top 25 poll. Yes, Memphis did get in yesterday. We'll talk about that on the program. And then what is expected to be a vote from the city council on the stadium issue. So 3 major events as far as local sports is concerned. We'll talk about that and much more here on the program. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, and Zach Boyd with you from the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, where family and fun come together. Their Christmas sale continues. Christmas is Monday, so time is winding down, but still plenty of opportunities to check out all the great things they got going on at Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. The first hour of the program is also brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware. It is very cold outside as you get your Tuesday going. Right now, 27 degrees, but at least it's clear. High today will only reach about 50. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low of 36 degrees, and then your Wednesday intervals of clouds and sunshine with a high of 54. As I mentioned, Tigers, Grizzlies, the city council and the stadium. We got plenty of portal news. Tomorrow is official signing day in the early signing period. If there is still considered an early signing period, it's still confusing. But tomorrow we'll find out as far as the University of Memphis and other schools. Ole Miss is killing it in recruiting, but Memphis has done a pretty good job and some interesting names that they have been able to bring in over the last couple of days. But tomorrow you'll find out as far as portal news. You'll find out as far as high school and junior college guys. And we'll talk to Frank Bonner today from the Daily Memphian. He is the Tigers football beat writer. He'll join us at 9:25. We won't have Blake Topmeyer on this week. He will join us next Tuesday. Our regulars also, Jeff Crane at 8:25 to talk University of Memphis athletics. At 9:05, we'll talk some Rhodes athletics in our weekly segment with Zoe Goodson, the Rhodes men's basketball coach. We'll take your calls and texts on the Sports 56 listener lines at 901-360-8255. There were 2 football games yesterday. 1 college bowl game, 1 NFL game, and both had amazing finishes. So we will discuss that on the program as well today. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
I feel like crap.
Good to hear.
I feel like crap. It's just the blah of winter. The nose is running. I mean, I'm not sick, I don't believe, but just enough to, one of those deals. Tough to get out of bed. The eyes are heavy, but I'm ready to go. I mean, it's too big a day to be sick. Too big a day. Lots going on. Yesterday, of course, we were wondering if Memphis would get into the top 25 poll, and they're in both polls. They're in the Associated Press top 25 and the coaches poll, both at number 23. So tonight they'll take on number 22, Virginia. We were wondering about Ole Miss, figured Ole Miss would get in. They did, actually behind Memphis in the AP poll. They are at number 25, but both Ole Miss and Memphis cracked the top 25. As you mentioned yesterday, we talked about with some of our texters, it's no big deal. People are getting, they go crazy over not being in the poll. I say, hey, I'd rather be the hunter than the hunted. So I didn't mind that, if it's your team that's not in the top 25, you can use that disrespect card and all that stuff. But now they're in the poll, so now they need to win. Because if you lose tonight at home to Virginia, and they're capable certainly of knocking you off, you'll be out of the poll next Monday. So now you're in. People got what they wanted. Now you got to live up to those expectations. Purdue, by the way, is the new number one with 48 first-place votes, so they're back to being number one. Kansas 2, and number 3 is Houston. Kansas got 6 first-place votes. Houston got 8 first-place votes. Houston's still undefeated. Arizona now 4, and then UConn 5. Other teams of note, Tennessee is in at number 8, Kentucky at number 9, Florida Atlantic from the American at 14. Clemson, who Memphis just beat, is 18th. Then Virginia, 22nd. Mentioned Memphis at 23rd, and Ole Miss at 25th. So they ended up knocking out Northwestern, and I believe, was it Miami?
Yes. And our long national nightmare is over.
I know, right?
Tigers are ranked. We can move on in the city.
And then was it Jason Munz who tweeted out, went through all the people's top 25 polls that had a vote, and what was there, 13? Is that right? 13 that did not have Memphis ranked? So,
sure, I'll
so
go
let's
with
go
13.
after. So let's go after those.
Yes,
13
find
people.
them. Find them, get their addresses,
Track
post it
them
out
down.
there. Get everybody to those people's houses now.
Track them down. Track them down.
They continue to disrespect the city.
But it does add a little more intrigue into tonight's game from a national standpoint, as you got 2 ranked teams going at it at FedEx Forum. 6 o'clock, ESPN 2. They're calling for a blue out. I wonder what the crowd will be. I know it'll be a good crowd. It's going to be hard to top what you had on a Saturday.
The blue out works well because generally there's a lot of blue hair in the crowd.
There is a lot of blue hair. There's a lot of blue hair. But what would you expect to see on a Tuesday night? People are still working.
I would expect to see people there. I would guess there'll be a crowd of
10,000?
8 to 10,000.
15,000 the other day on Saturday. Look great. Wasn't a sellout, but to have 15,000, it's been a while since they had that type of crowd, and you'd love to see it again. But Tuesday night, it's a little bit tougher, as I said, with being a work night and the kids being out late. Now it's, I guess, a good thing that it starts at 6 as opposed to 7, so you can get home a little bit earlier. It also makes it tough for folks who are working a full day to get over and see the game because they're getting off normally at about 5 o'clock. Not everybody, but it'll be interesting to see what kind of crowd they have. They played off that crowd on Saturday, and hopefully the people will be into it. Again, you're having the opportunity to watch a rank versus ranked team matchup. And this is the first time since 2014 here in Memphis at FedEx Forum. So it's been 9 years in the making.
Yeah, that's a little crazy. I didn't realize it had been that long since we've had a battle of ranked teams here in Memphis, but nonetheless, that is true. I couldn't believe that this is the first time in like 20 years that the Tigers have gotten into the rankings after not being ranked in the preseason.
Wow.
Like that,
I knew it had been a while.
That blows my mind. Like I just didn't realize that hadn't happened at all here in 20 years. Like that's weird.
Yeah, my son was asking me the other day, he said, have they been ranked under Penny? I said, yeah, they were like, I couldn't remember the year, but they were certainly in the preseason ranked. Was it the Wiseman team? Was it his first year? Has it been a couple of times? Preseason top 25. It hasn't been the last few years.
Yeah, I think they've been ranked in the preseason They were ranked in the preseason a lot under Josh. They've been ranked in the preseason a couple times, I think, under Petty, but I'm not sure exactly how many times.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, though, 20 years since they were out of the top 25 and then got into the top 25 as the season progressed. But this is a golden opportunity tonight. They'll play another game on Saturday against another SEC opponent, but it's a struggling one in Vanderbilt. Javon Quinterly was named to the American Conference Honor Roll. He's been playing tremendous basketball. Penny talking about this matchup with Virginia, and this is pretty simple. We have to impose our will. Memphis wants to push it. Then we get up there and press a little bit. They want to make it a up and down game. Virginia wants patience. They want to play tough-nosed defense and use the shot clock before making what would hopefully be for them an intelligent decision on their shot selection. So you're going to see contrasting styles. I mean, 180 from one to the other. Virginia barely won the other day. I think maybe they were overlooking their opponent. Who was it again? They beat by 2.
Northeastern.
Had to be overlooking Northeastern a little bit. I don't know really how good they are other than looking at their record, but I know that Tony Bennett always has a good team. They always play good defense. They're fundamentally sound, and they have a player or two that's NBA caliber. So it'll be a challenge. But that Clemson team was the one that really scared me with that front line, and we saw how much damage that front line did. And Memphis was still able to win the game despite going 4 of 26 from 3. We don't know anything more on Naquan Tomlin, so I'm going to assume that he is not going to be able to go. And I know I was talking to Wolo, who said, there was hope that maybe that would happen. I can't imagine that even if they get word this morning or this afternoon that all of a sudden the guy's going to be in uniform and playing. But if they can find out in the next couple of days, I would think Saturday would be likely that he could play. But again, you go out there and you put the effort that you did defensively, like you did against Clemson, against this Virginia team, you got a chance. You're going to have to score the ball. And Virginia wants this game to be in the mud. They want this to be in the muck. They want it to be in the 50s. Can Memphis, as Penny said, impose their will?
Virginia, not only good defensively, they are really unbelievable. They are second in the nation in defensive efficiency. They are number 1 in effective field goal percentage allowed. They are number 10 in turnovers forced. They are number 7 in three-point percentage allowed, number 9 in two-point percentage allowed, number 3 in block percentage, number 7 in steal percentage. This is this everything you want about it. Any statistic you want to look at defensively, they're pretty darn good at it. And they play the second slowest pace in America. They are going to grind you out. That's what they will make you guard them for 20 to 25 seconds, and they want to guard you for 20 to 25 seconds.
I can't imagine this will be aesthetically pleasing to the fans, as opposed to what we saw on Saturday with the up and down fun game that Clemson and Memphis was. This will be probably the opposite, but it's still fundamentally sound basketball. You like defense, both teams, especially Memphis lately, playing the way they have played. But they got to find a way to score the basketball, and they still have a lot of weapons to do so. And can you shoot poorer than they did the other day from the outside, 4 of 26? I don't think so. Now, a couple of interesting notes. I had no idea. Nicholas Jourdain leads the nation in 2-point field goal percentage. He's also knocked down threes at a pretty good percentage. He doesn't shoot a lot of them. But I had no idea. He doesn't take a lot of shots, but he makes them when he takes those shots. And once again, Jourdain, Dandridge will be keys in the middle for Memphis. But Quinterly and Jones, they are what makes this team roll. So tonight, 6 o'clock, you got that game going on. We'll talk about more of that game, more about the game and the matchup as we progress here this morning. And then you have, of course, the return of John Morant in New Orleans for the Grizzlies at just after 7 o'clock. So 2 very good, interesting storylines for local sports with the Tigers and with the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies last night playing in Oklahoma City got thumped again, 116-97. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with 30 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals. He's incredible. If there was a bright note for the Grizzlies, G.G. Jackson got his first NBA points. He had 8 points in 12 minutes at 2 of 3 from distance. Zaire Williams at 19 with 7 rebounds and 5 assists. And Jacob Gilyard, who was really the only point guard they had. Derrick Rose is out with that hamstring injury. 12 points, 7 assists. But the loss makes it 6-19. And we all had our prediction of where they would be after 25, and the number I was staring at was 8. I know it's only 2 less, but I think there's a big difference between 8 and 6 when you think about what they have to do now just to get to 40. And 40 was the number last year that got you into the play-in as the 10th team in the Western Conference. So to do that, they got to win 34 games of the 57 that they have left. And we talked about it ad nauseum with John Morant. As you said, they were winning 2 out of every 3 when he played. But how many games does he play? You hope that he can play the bulk of those games. And he still doesn't have all his weapons around him. They're going to be better. They're going to be more competitive. No question about it. But when they have Kennard and Smart back and they find that chemistry, even without Steven Adams, they're going to be a competitive team. I just think the hole has been dug too deep to be able to get out of it. I'm going to be curious to see what happens tonight, Thursday, when Ja returns for the first time. They play Tyrese Halliburton in Indiana. These first 4 or 5 games with Ja, and that's Ja without Smart and without Kennard, presumably, can they win 3 of the 5? Can they win 4 of the 5? That will give me a feeling of, yeah, maybe they can make this run. But if they lose 3 of 5 or 4 of 5, then to me, you wave the white flag, it's over.
Tonight, reminder, folks, that game is on TNT. So no local broadcast on Bally's. It'll be on TNT. So you'll have the Memphis Tigers on ESPN2. You've got the Grizzlies on TNT. The City of Memphis basketball getting a lot of national exposure tonight. Last night's starting 5 was that's an eclectic group.
Who started? I didn't even watch a second of that game.
Well, you had Desmond and Jaren, and then you had Vince, Xavier, and Jacob. I don't think anybody saw that starting lineup coming.
No.
Before the year starts. So it'll be nice to have Ja back, and that will at least get one more guy in that starting lineup. But they basically came out like it was funny because I don't know if the theory was with that, so like, wait, listen, we're not probably going to win this game, so hey, let's just continue to shoot threes, and maybe we make like 30 of them, and then we win the game because they shot 54 threes, and the first 8 shots of the game were threes, and they made 5 of those or something like that. They came out I think there were 6 of 8 right there at the start of the game, and they had the lead, and it was like, wow, could this be? Could they continue? Can they come out and make 30 threes and win the game? And then they went ice cold and made one of their next 10.
Reality
10
settled in, right?
And and all hell broke loose because Chet Holmgren, that dude, he's a problem. He's a problem to deal with, man. The one block he had on Vince Williams was, I don't know where he came from. Vince thought he had an easy dunk, and suddenly here comes Chet Holmgren's 450-foot go-go gadget arm and somehow blocks it. But he is the athleticism on a couple of his spin moves that he had last night. That dude is legit. I didn't know for sure what to expect from him, and he has been absolutely tremendous and had 7 more blocks last night and 9 the other night. He is a shot blocking machine right now.
Yeah, he had 7 of their 10, so 10 blocks by that Oklahoma City front line. Think about that team and the youth on that team with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander leading the way, but Chet Holmgren, Josh Giddey, Williams, both Jalen Williams, they got a great young nucleus. And we always compare the young nucleus from Memphis. The trio of Ja, Jaren, and Dez is not too shabby. But when you look at other trios, especially in the Western Conference, there are a lot of really good ones. And I think you would take that Oklahoma City trio over the Memphis trio. I would think that there are others that you would certainly consider. if you want to go with a somewhat young trio in Minnesota with Anthony Edwards and Cat, but then you throw in Gobert. He's a little bit older, obviously, but that's a great trio. Not to mention you have a conductor like Mike Conley. We know that Sacramento's got a nice little trio. Phoenix, the whole deal with Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal is like damaged goods. I don't know what happened with that one. So that one is kind of blown up in their face. But then you go around the league and look at some other trios, and most of them have been really, really good. Memphis has a good one. We just haven't seen it yet this year. We'll get a chance to see it tonight, starting in New Orleans against the Pelicans. Also last night in the NBA, hey, guess what? The Pistons lost.
Yeah, but Cade Cunningham, 43.
Cade Cunningham's good. They got good pieces. They just can't put it together. It's impossible. I mean, it just seems like it can't happen. When you have the players that they have on that team, Bogdanovich is a hell of a player. Jalen Duren's a hell of a player. You have Jaden Ivey, who they haven't used right, in my opinion. Killian Hayes. They have Cade Cunningham leading the way, and here they are with 24 straight losses. 24 straight losses. They lose to the Atlanta Hawks 130-124. It just seems impossible in this day and age that any professional team in the Big Four sports, if you include hockey, can lose that many games in a row.
They and in the process last night, I think it happened last night. I don't think they were there yet, but I believe it happened last night. No, it must not have happened last night because they actually shot well from three-point range. I thought last night they surpassed the Grizzlies as the worst three-point shooting team in the league, but no, they shot over 40% last night, so they must have already been there.
All right, we'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, yesterday, as I mentioned, there were two football games. There was a Monday night football game in the NFL, and there was one bowl game. And both had crazy endings. If you stayed up late, you got a treat to see a tremendous comeback win for Seattle over the Philadelphia Eagles. But that bowl game, and I know we don't put a lot of stock in bowl games, but that crazy bowl game between Western Kentucky and Old Dominion, for those who don't know, I got to go over that, what happened in that game. If you want to hit us up, 360-8255, 901-360-8255, as we've talked Tigers, Virginia, Grizzlies, and the return of John Morant. We'll also give you the details as far as the city council is concerned and the vote that is expected to take place today, which is expected to pass, but you just never know as far as the stadium issue is concerned. Just underway on a Tuesday edition of Sports 56 Mornings. Do want to tell you folks about Pinnacle Roofing and Restoration for all your roofing and home repair needs. It's a simple call. Just dial up Brandon McCullough at 901-438-5084. He and his team of professionals can take care of that new roof for you. You can go online to find out more about them at newroofmemphis.com, or again, call them at 901-438-5084. They offer financing with different plans and options to choose from, including a 6, 12, or 18-month same as cash option. They'll work with your insurance company or out of pocket, whatever it takes. They do residential and commercial roofing, so business owners and property managers along with homeowners. If you have a leak or any other roofing problem, call Brandon today. Nip it in the bud. They do a free roof inspection. They're a member of the Better Business Bureau, and they're licensed, bonded, and insured. So you're getting not only quality work, but a good company and a good contract backing it up. 5-year labor warranty on the purchase of a new roof, and all their work is satisfaction guaranteed. They do carpentry work, exterior painting. They can replace gutters, put up fencing, siding, rotten wood repair. Brandon is a certified shingle installer, so if you got shingles down, let him fix that for you. It's Pinnacle Roofing and Restoration, locally owned and operated company. Call Brandon. Tell him you heard it here on Sports 56 Mornings, 901-438-5084, or online at newroofmemphis.com. You're tuned in to Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Memphis, home of the blues, world-renowned barbecue, and award-winning craft beers. Now you can take a dive into these great libations with City Brew Tours Memphis. City Brew Tours Memphis offers a craft beer adventure with behind-the-scenes access to local breweries. See for yourself how craft beer is made, learn about different styles of beer, delve into beer history, and discover the secrets behind the Memphis brews. Best of all, with City Brew Tours, you will take your taste buds on a journey with beer tastings at each brewery stop, complemented by local snacks to munch on. City Brew Tours handles transportation to the breweries, too. You drink, they drive. Looking for the perfect gift idea this holiday season? Treat your loved ones to an unforgettable experience. A local craft beer tour with City Brew Tours Memphis. Head over to citybrewtours.com/Memphis and brew up your craft beer adventure today.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Do you have equipment taking up space in your shed or on your lot? What do you do if those pieces are really big? Ever wondered their value? Purple Wave Auction is an online auction company that sells used equipment. Thousands of items are up for bid right now at purplewave.com. Our transparent auction process makes it easy to sell that Kenworth semi you have sitting behind the barn. Or how about an upgrade to your New Holland Workmaster? Take a moment and check out purplewave.com. Purple Wave Auction, straight, simple, sold.
Hi, this is Jonah Gamble, left guard from the University of Memphis football team. Is your credit card rewarding you for everyday purchases? Southern Security has the perfect low-interest reward card that will upgrade your wallet. Max rate is 18%, no annual fees, no cash advance fees. For more information, visit southernsecurity.org or by calling our member service team at 901-452-7900. Southern Security is a proud sponsor of the University of Memphis.
Do you have a game plan for COVID-19? Prescription oral treatments must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms, even if mild. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Sports 56 traffic brought to you by Curfew.
Enjoy the ultimate dining experience at Curfew. Tuesday is Ladies' Night with $8 Cosmos, lemon drops, and daiquiris. Curfew American Tavern Craft Cocktails, your new destination. 164 Union Avenue, main floor of the Canopy Hotel.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. Starting a little bit busy now over here on 40 westbound from Germantown Parkway all the way up to Whitten Road. It's finally looking a little bit better in the Midtown area where we had that earlier crash on 240 northbound at Union. Traffic's on the increase 55 north up through South Haven as that traffic builds up from DeSoto County towards South Memphis. 24/7 reliable crane and rigging services here in the Memphis area. You need Tomahawk Crane and Rigging. Check out their website at tomahawkcrane.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware at the corner of White Station and Quince. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Got a text here from Rod on the Sports 56 listener line at 901-360-8255, 901-360-8255. Because I don't see the Grizzlies winning tonight. When do Smart and Kennard come back? Well, yesterday, we did get an update from Taylor Jenkins. I know DeMichael Cole had the story. I don't know if it was after shoot-around or what, I guess. But Jenkins mentioned that Marcus Smart, he said the Indiana-Atlanta kind of area, they hope to have him back in the lineup. So that's later this week. You're hopefully. And we are basically at the 5-week mark. And he was originally supposed to be a 3 to 5 week deal. I think we're at 5 or maybe even slightly over 5 weeks now with Marcus Smart. So hopefully he's back later this week. And that's what Taylor Jenkins, now we've heard Taylor Jenkins say things about injuries before that have been completely wrong. But hopefully that, yes, he sees that he's out there. He's actually doing things in practice now. He's playing in some, team stuff like that he is very close. Kennard, I don't know if he gave an update. DeMichael didn't have anything in there about him, but it was on December 3rd that the Grizzlies put out a statement saying that he is expected to return in 2 to 3 weeks. So we are past the 2-week mark of that. We are in the 3rd week of what they said was 2 to 3 weeks. So, again, this is in a theoretical world where Grizzlies updates on injuries are actually true. Luke Kennard should be very close as well here in the next week. He should be back.
It's never the lesser number. If they say 3 to 5 weeks, it's always 5 or more. If they say 4 to 6, it's 6 or more. It's never the 4, never the 3. For some reason, whatever the case is, it's never the lesser number. But yes, it's got to be soon, right? So Marcus Smart, the other thing about the return of Marcus Smart is he hasn't played a game yet with Ja. So you got to see that chemistry as well. Now they practice, right? Marcus hasn't been practicing because he's been hurt, but they've practiced at times because Ja's been allowed to practice with the team. So before Marcus was hurt, he was practicing, Ja was practicing. So they got a feel for each other, but they haven't played a game together. So it'll be interesting to see if he's ready to go by Thursday when Tyrese Halliburton in Indiana, one of the good stories in the NBA this year, they come to town for their only meeting in Memphis. That'll be interesting. All right, 360-8255. Got some people on the Sports 56 listener lines want to talk. Alan is first up. Hello, Alan.
Al, congratulations for Memphis for being in. But this is 45 straight weeks. Barnes has been in the top 25 in the AP poll.
Mm-hmm.
And also, he's won more games in the last 6 years than anybody in the league and more tournament games.
In the league, in the SEC?
In the SEC, yeah.
No surprise.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Now just put together an NCAA tournament run and
yeah.
get to that
Well,
Final
last
Four.
year I think we would have gone farther if we had had a little point guard.
Yeah, I certainly
making
losing
the Sweet
Ziegler last
16
night
without
last year.
Ziegler was a pretty good thing.
Yeah, losing him was a killer last year.
It's a good team. I really like the team.
He had a good game tonight. He's getting back into form.
Yeah, I mean, they got a great chance to make a run.
He looks like he was at the top of his game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Y'all,
appreciate it.
They beat NC State the other night with Dalton Connect going for, I think, 2 points.
Connect is terrific. Vescovy is there for his, 30th year? And so, to have the veteran Ziegler, to have those veteran players, and they always recruit big, strong front-line guys. Tennessee's always going to be there. It's not a surprise to me that, again, they're making a really good run, and we'll see. But you're right. It's got to be a run in the tournament. Just having the good regular seasons are one thing, but to go ahead and make that deep run in the NCAA tournament is what's important. Keith is next up. Hi, Keith. How are you?
I'm doing okay. You want to talk Tigers?
Sure.
All right. So, rebounds. Now, Penny's got to teach these men how to block out. We can't. We've got to rebound tonight. I mean, you've got to be able to block these people out and rebound. We need to make our free throws, and don't jack up 33 pointers because you're not going to make over 25% of them probably.
Right.
So that's my advice to Penny.
All right, thank you, Keith. Keith's scouting report. They only made 15% of their threes in the game against Clemson. 4 of 26 still somehow won the game. Virginia can frustrate you defensively where you're forcing up some shots, but hopefully they'll be able to get to the hole with Javon Quinterly the way he has played. The last 2 games against A&M and Clemson, taking that ball to the hole. And I liked what I saw with Jaquan Walton, who missed a bunch of threes early in the game, and he's been cold as ice from the outside. But then he started to go inside and use his size. He's a big guy, 6'7", 6'8", and he started to get some shots at the rim as well. Excuse me. I mentioned Nicholas Jourdain. He's number 1 in the nation in 2-point field goal percentage. So, yeah, they have guys that are capable of scoring at the rim, guys that are capable of dribble drive penetration to get to the hole, but you're going up against a formidable defensive team in Virginia. This is no joke. All the numbers will tell you how good they are, and all you have to do is use your eyeballs to watch Virginia over the years under Tony Bennett, how good they are defensively.
Yeah, he gets guys that buy into what he does, and part of what he does is you are going to have to play hard on the defensive end, and they do that. And, yeah, they are a frustrating team to play because they will force you late into shot clock situations a lot, and on the defensive end they'll make you play them for 20 to 25 seconds and teams generally don't like playing defense for that long. They don't ones especially don't do it very often, don't like having to do that, and that can get frustrating on both ends of the court.
So today we expect to hear something from the council, the Memphis City Council, as far as a vote is concerned on the stadium issue. Yesterday, Jonah Dillon from the Commercial Appeal had a story saying new details emerge on amended Liberty Stadium deal between Memphis and City Council. Reading from his story, he said the City of Memphis, University of Memphis are working on an amended letter of intent that will resolve some City Council concerns about the deal that would fund renovations of Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. The new agreement would help clear the way for City Council to approve the overall stadium deal at Tuesday's meeting. City Council set to vote Tuesday afternoon on a deal that would formally allocate the $120 million to the University of Memphis for Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium renovations. And then, of course, you have the $50 million gift from the Smith family that needs to be matched by the university. So a major step, a major hurdle needs to take place today as we're getting closer to the deadline at the end of the month. But again, according to Jonah and others who have written about this, that they feel very confident that today a vote will take place. It won't be tabled again. And that vote will be a positive vote where Memphis will take over the running of the Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. And now they won't be running everything else. Everything outside of it is the city. But as far as the stadium itself would be the University of Memphis. And then they move forward with the renovation starting after the AutoZone Liberty Bowl game. That's in a perfect world. And again, it should be a positive outcome today with the vote. That's why today is such an important day. You got that going on. Obviously, Ja's return, which will be a national story. National NBA reporters will be focused on that storyline. And, of course, Memphis and Virginia in college basketball tonight at FedEx Forum at 6 o'clock. Okay, so yesterday, first of all, I wasn't feeling good. It was late fourth quarter. The Eagles were up 17-13. I went to bed. When I woke up to see that Seattle had won that game, it stunned me. Seattle comes back, wins over Philadelphia. Drew Lock, the starting quarterback because of the injury to Geno Smith, leads them down the field on, a 92, 94-yard drive, whatever it was, in the final minutes. Hits Jackson Smith and the Jigba on a 29-yard touchdown pass. And they win. And Seattle is right in the hunt at 7-7, while the Eagles fall to 10-4. So both the Eagles and the Cowboys in the same week from the NFC East both lose.
Yeah, it was, to be honest, I don't know. I'm not sure anybody in the world thought that Drew Lock was about to lead that drive. Hits the big completion to DK Metcalf, where I still can't believe the Eagles with two defenders right there on him. Neither one of them was able to knock that ball away, but gets the big completion to him on a 3rd and 10 to get them down there to the 29-yard line, and then gets the man-to-man coverage and makes a hell of a throw. Smith and Jigba just barely was able to get control of the ball in time to have his knee down inbounds. It's just, and I don't think anybody could have possibly seen that. But Pete Carroll doesn't lose to the Eagles. He is now 8-0 against the Eagles.
That's incredible.
In his career. The Eagles still had the opportunity, and they got themselves in position there where they only needed about 12 or 13 yards to give Jake Elliott a chance to tie the game. And then, for whatever reason, Jalen Hurts decides to throw deep, and it gets an amazing interception to be able to get both feet down and secure the game for Seattle. But, that's for Drew Lock. The post-game interview from Drew Lock was pretty incredible. Like, he was emotional, everything else, and you can imagine that, like, for him, and as he's talking about, it's been a long time, and he doesn't get these opportunities, and to get that chance and be able to lead that drive, basically keeping their hopes alive for the playoffs, everything else. Pretty special feeling for him last night.
And then you had the Jalen Hurts situation where he flew to Seattle on a separate plane from the team because he had been sick, but went out there and played, and that first drive was incredible. Again, he's sick, and he's out there on the field. They take, I don't know how much time they took off the clock on that first drive. I was listening to it on radio driving around the city, and they score a touchdown, and I think Philadelphia is going to have one of those nights where Hurts, it's I'm not quite the Willis Reed night, but here he is sick and leading his team. More like the Michael Jordan sick game. But
he didn't look real sick, I'll say that. He looked pretty good.
That's what I was going to say. He didn't look bad at all. Now, he threw a pick early, and then he threw that pick late in the game, trying to come back and get Jake Elliott a shot at tying the game with a field goal. It wasn't to be. So
I still don't understand. I know people at the false start they called on Jason Kelce last night before the whatever brotherly shove, tush push, whatever you want to say that they were about to run. I have no idea how that is a false start. I don't.
Right.
They're talking about him moving the football. Watch every center in the league when they come to the line and grab the football. They move the football around. I don't even know. I can't comprehend that call. That one is, and I don't. Whatever John Perry or whatever came on and said it was the cry. I don't understand it. I don't even know how that in the world possibly can be a false start. That is the most bizarre call I think I've ever seen, because every center in the league does that on every play.
Yes, because they're getting comfortable with the ball in their hand to where it is so they can snap it. They have to move it.
I could see where Eagles fans would be upset about that one, because we all know that's a 100% first down. There is no. And by the way, Bobby Wagner last night, and I don't understand. Granted, you're not going to stop it anyway when the Eagles do it, because they've got it perfected. Let's be honest.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you this: jumping over the top, does nothing
because they go low.
Well, if you jump onto Jalen Hurts' back and he's laying on top of the offensive line, you have no leverage. He's just carrying you with him. That's all he's doing. You have no leverage whatsoever when you jump on his back. You're not going to stop it by jumping over the top and getting on his back. I know no teams don't have any answers, so they're trying whatever. Mm-hmm. But jumping over the top is definitely not going to be there. You need as much leverage trying to stop the push, not going over the top and laying on his back while he's burrowing his way forward amongst his offensive linemen.
All right, top 10 NFL teams, no particular order. Here's the 10 I have. You tell me if you change any. Miami, Buffalo. Yes, Buffalo. Top 10, Buffalo. Miami, Buffalo, Baltimore, Cleveland with that defense. Kansas City. That's 5 from the AFC. And then in the NFC, Dallas and Philly, Detroit, San Francisco, Seattle. So I've left out the Rams. I've left out Minnesota. I've left out Jacksonville. I've left out Cincinnati. That's the 10 I have. Arguments?
I don't believe Cleveland is one of the 10 best. No.
You don't? You don't believe Cleveland's one of the best? I mean, with Flacco, the way he's playing in that defense?
Cleveland right now is a little bit it's like Minnesota of last year. You can't score in the final 2 minutes to win every single game.
Right.
It's going to catch up with you.
Right.
It's just bottom line. At some point, it's going to catch up with you. You can't continue to do that game after game after game. I think right now the Rams would certainly be in the top 10.
Rams I had when we made our predictions before the season.
Rams are
better in the playoffs.
Better than Seattle.
Yeah, but Seattle, that win last night.
Cleveland.
That win last night, and they looked good. I mean, Geno didn't even play, so I kind of gave them the nod because of what they did last night. But yeah, I could easily flip the Rams in Seattle. But other than that, the one that Jacksonville's interesting. That's the one I left out. That's pretty good. Houston's obviously pretty good too, but I don't think they're top 10. But Cincinnati's interesting because they've won now with Jake Browning taking over at quarterback once Burrow went down. But I still don't think they're a top 10. They're probably just on the outside looking in. But certainly not out of it yet as far as making it to the postseason. It'll be an interesting final couple of weeks in the National Football League.
I don't know if there's anybody, I'm sure somebody out there. There's no doubt in the NFL this week that and I don't know if it was a memo from the league, but there had to be a concerted effort by the officials basically to validate the call against the Chiefs last week of calling the offensive offside this week. There was Every game I watched included at least one offensive offside call. I bet there were, because I think after last week, if I remember right, once they called the one on the Chiefs, the guy at NBC, whichever one that one is, I can't remember which official is where, but I think he had said at that time it had been called 12 times this year.
Right.
I bet it was called 12 times this weekend. At least 12 times this weekend. It was every freaking game they called an offensive offsides. It was almost like they literally went like, hey, they're kind of getting onto us. They're saying we don't call this like a lot, and we suddenly decided to game with it. All right, let's show them. We'll call this all the time. Like, it was crazy how many times offensive offsides was called this weekend alone.
I didn't really realize it. I didn't notice it, but...
And most of them, like which was the one where they called the helmet was offsides, and it's like, you look down the line, I'm like, that dude's not offside. Like, I don't even, maybe his helmet's overhanging the ball by like an inch. Like, we're really getting to that point? We're going to call that offensive offsides?
Yeah, we're heading down a slippery slope as far as that's concerned, because you can nitpick at a lot of those things. I mean, the original call on, what was it, the Kansas City game that he was lined up offside, Tony? He was lined up offside. That was an obvious one. Some of these other ones with the linemen, it's just, you're talking about like a less than an inch.
And there was one, I don't remember who it was, there was one this weekend where the official on the outside tried to tell the receiver. He was trying to get the receiver's attention to tell him to move back, but the receiver wouldn't look at him, and they snapped the ball, so he threw the flag. Like, again, from the receiver's perspective, it's quite simple. All you got to do is ask the guy. He will tell you. And when he's trying to get your attention to tell you you're offsides, you may want to listen to him. But I got to find out how many times it was called this weekend. I'm guessing it was double digits at least. I wouldn't be surprised if it went over the 12 that had been called on the season to this point.
All right, when we come back, we'll give you the topic for tomorrow's 5 favorite things. Don't forget, we got Humdinger's Trivia to open up hour number 2. We'll also talk some portal news, plenty of news from yesterday, and a crazy bowl game. I don't know how many people were really paying attention to the famous Toastery Bowl, but I got to go over how that one ended because it was incredible. You talk about like a folk hero coming out of that game. I'll give you the details when we return.
This hour of our program is brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware, corner of White Station and Quince. Need some last-minute gift ideas, some last-minute stocking stuffers? Well, you can head over to East Memphis Ace Hardware, and I'm sure you can find something for just about everybody on your list. Plus, if you've got some maybe time off during the holidays and you're going to try and get some things done around the house, some of those DIY projects that you've been putting off, well, you need to get those supplies. Head over to East Memphis Ace Hardware, and they can take care of that. They got everything you need and a great staff to help you find it with whatever project you need to get done. Start at East Memphis Ace Hardware.
You're tuned in to Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Sports 56 listeners are smart enough to listen to Sports 56 and smart enough to get 25% off at Oak Court Salon. Ashley Waddell and Lane Lascola are expert stylists at Oak Court, and because they listen to Sports 56 and you listen to Sports 56, Ashley and Lane are giving you 25% off your first appointment. That's for cuts, color, highlights, balayage, Brazilian blowouts, and split-end treatments. Book today and save 25% at sports56.glossgenius.com.
Do you have a game plan for COVID-19? Prescription oral treatments must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms, even if mild. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Bartlett Small Engine has been serving quality power equipment since 1970. They have a full line of power equipment, parts, and services for most makes and models. Bartlett Small Engines has the best brands in the power tool industry, and they're all American made. Bartlett Small Engine is your can-do store. 6780 Summer Avenue. Call 901-386-9779.
Bartlett Small Engine has free pickup and delivery both at your home and curbside for lawnmowers, blowers, edgers, and any small engine. Call 901-386-9779.
Winter's coming. Heavy rain, sleet, snow, and ice. Are your tires up for the challenge? Tread confidently in winter's worst with a set of new tires from Tire Rack. They only sell the best, like the full line of hand-cooked tires. Go to TireRack.com/Colin. Tell them what you drive. Your tires will ship fast and free to you or one of over 10,000 10,000 recommended installers. Go to TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Give the gift of Grizz this holiday season with a 6-game holiday pack. The best prices on the season's best matchups, including the Lakers, Clippers, and more. Holiday packs start at just $30 per game. Visit Grizzlies.com/packs for more information.
Now, back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware at the corner of White Station and Quince. Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
All right, so we have 2 weeks to go before we pull the plug on 5 favorite things. It was a great run. We thank everybody who's participated. So 2 more weeks. Tomorrow and then next Wednesday will be the last one. So you have the topic this week. I'll have it for the final week. What's our topic for tomorrow?
For this week, we are going to do your 5 favorite current and active professional athletes, regardless of sport.
Okay. Current active athletes.
Professional athletes.
Professional athletes. No matter what sport. Okay, sounds good. So yesterday, there was one bowl game. And I haven't seen 1 second of any of the bowl games yet. Not that I have a problem with it. I don't. I just have been busy. And people are busy running around, getting ready for Christmas and New Year's and all that stuff. So I didn't watch any of it. But I read about it on Twitter, this story from the famous Toastery Bowl. So Old Dominion is playing Western Kentucky. The famous Toastery Bowl was the old Bahamas Bowl, which was moved from the Bahamas to Charlotte. Played at the, not the NFL stadium, but played actually at the University or Charlotte Stadium where Memphis played this year. I was at the stadium there, a little small stadium, cute little stadium, nothing, no big deal. That's where they played the bowl game, the famous Toastery Bowl. Old Dominion is up 28-0 in the second half. 28-0, cruising to a victory. By the way, you and I both picked Old Dominion. Harold picked Western Kentucky. So Western Kentucky decides to bring in a redshirt freshman quarterback by the name of Caden Veltkamp, who decided to enter the transfer portal earlier this year. So he's already announced he's entering the transfer portal, stayed with the team, though, because they want to move him to a tight end. Okay, Tyson Helton wants to move him to tight end. He comes in the game, they're down 28-0. He proceeds to throw for 383 yards and 5 touchdowns. They win the game on a 29-yard field goal in overtime, erase a 28-point deficit, beat Old Dominion 38-35. They blocked a field goal attempted by Old Dominion in overtime and then won it with a field goal. They had blocked a field goal earlier in the game by Old Dominion. They had a 4th down, which is 19 seconds to go. They had a 4th and goal from the 15-yard line. And he threw a touchdown pass with 19 seconds to go. They kicked the extra point, didn't go for 2, tied the game up. So this dude becomes like a cold hero. Afterwards, he said, I knew I could do it. I knew it was in me, but it's all credit to these guys around me. I love these guys. I love this team, and I would do anything for this team. And for his future, he said, they told me if I come back, I'm a tight end, so we will see if they still want to do that. We'll see. These are the type of great stories that you get from these bowl games. Again, I know they're glorified exhibitions for the most part. I understand that. But for these guys to go out there and to do what they do and to have a great story like that, I mean, kudos to that kid.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of that game yesterday, and then when Old Dominion was up big, I was like, I quit watching it. I couldn't believe it. I saw that somehow they lost the game. I'm like, what I was like, maybe I was like not reading that correctly, but I'm pretty sure they had I want to say when I quit watching, it was like 35-14 or something like that. And it was, I think, late third quarter or something. I was just assumed that they had won the game, but obviously I was wrong.
By the way, this kid was the 3rd string quarterback to begin the year and remained 3rd string quarterback despite them telling him that if he wants to stick with the team, he's going to play tight end. They played without their starting quarterback, Austin Reed, who opted out of the game to prepare for the NFL draft. And so the next quarterback in line was Tyson's son, Turner Helton. But Turner was benched by his dad midway through the first quarter after he fumbled on his first possession and threw a pick six in his next. So the kid comes in and becomes, again, a cold hero for Western Kentucky. Just a wild story. Today there's a bowl game. I think Texas San Antonio is playing, if I'm not mistaken. They are taking on Marshall in the Frisco Bowl. Is Frank Harris playing for UTSA? Do you know?
I'm not sure on that one.
As far as some moves yesterday in college football, Jaden Daniels, no surprise, the Heisman winner, announces that he will enter the NFL draft. He will skip their bowl game. Carson Beck announces he will return to Georgia for the 2024 season. So you think about quarterbacks around the country, a lot of them are moving from one team to another. But Carson Beck being back at Georgia and Jalen Milroe being back at Alabama, that gives them, I think, the upper hand over many schools who have either lost their quarterback in the portal or quarterbacks have moved on because of their eligibility is up.
Yeah, I mean, certainly with where Milroe has been the last half of the year, he's going to be surrounded by talent. Same thing with Beck, who had a fantastic year at Georgia and really got better as the year went along. He's going to be surrounded by great talent. So a little news alert. I'm going to guess that Georgia and Alabama will be in the top 5 preseason next year.
Yeah, maybe the top 2 when it's all said and done. Also, the kid from, what was his name, that the flip from Georgia to Nebraska? Matt Rule got him the flip, the quarterback. Raiola?
Raiola, right?
Is that his name? I mean, big-time quarterback going to Nebraska was able to get him the flip. So tomorrow is signing day. So the Memphis Tigers have gotten some pretty good players in the portal. We talked yesterday about Mario Anderson, the leading rusher from the University of South Carolina. We'll talk later on in the show to Frank Bonner and get more information on him. They also got, according to what I read yesterday, Caden Costa, who was the kicker at Ole Miss. I'm not sure if Caden Costa was the starting kicker, but I know he was on the team, and I think he's now transferring to Memphis. Memphis also picked up a couple of offensive linemen. They picked up two linebackers, if I'm not mistaken, a couple of running backs. And again, we'll talk to Frank about that. But they've lost a number of players in the portal, as teams do, but they look like they're doing really well. In fact, Brian Moss from Rivals said that right now Memphis is 26th in the nation as far as recruiting is concerned. That is pretty impressive. That is, in fact, really, really impressive. Folks, great place for hot wings. There's a number of good places in the Memphis area, but if you haven't tried the Crazy Coop, you are missing out. They have 2 locations, 7199 Highway 64 between Appling and Kirby Whitten. That's in Bartlett. And the Crazy Coop Express at 1315 Ridgeway off Poplar. What makes them the best? The seasoning. Man, oh man, they have 27 different flavors you can choose from for your hot wings. That could be the whole wings or the party wings, the boneless wings, even those big juicy chicken tenders. 27 different wing seasonings that you can get at the Crazy Coop. You can get as hot as you want, from the Crazy Sweet Lemon Pepper Hot or the Crazy Suicide, or you can go as mild as you want, like the 4-cheese roasted garlic or the barbecue bacon bourbon. Also, at the Bartlett location, they have the full menu. Catfish sandwiches, juicy half-pound burgers, all the sides like the fried okra, the green tomatoes, the fried dill pickles. They will cater. You got an event coming up, you got a New Year's party you're going to be putting together, have the Crazy Coop cater that for you. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. You can order all online and pick up or have any of the services delivered to your home or office. Find them on Instagram and Facebook. It is the Crazy Coop for the best wings in Memphis. The Crazy Coop, located at 7199 Highway 64 between Appling and Kirby Whitten, and the Crazy Coop Express at 1315 Ridgeway off Poplar. When we come back, we open up hour number 2 with Humdinger's Trivia. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Roofs, roofs, and more roofs. Chris Price here with Metro Builders. Is your roof leaking? Do you have mold stains on the ceiling of your home or business? Is your carrier denying your claim or offering a repair simply because they don't have enough documentation? You need a contractor that performs work for insurance claims for policyholders each and every day, and Metro Builders is here to assist. Call Metro Builders. At Metro Builders, we provide free estimates, consultation, and claim repairs. Metro Builders' process of arriving, inspecting, diagnosing problems, and estimating is second to none, commercial and residential. Our team of Hague certified technicians are standing by to assist you with providing estimates and photos to your carrier to document your loss. All you owe is what your policy states. No large fees on top of the final scope. We use high-grade materials and are certified by companies like Atlas, CertainTeed, Owens Corning, and Mulehide with labor warranties up to 50 years on all of our jobs. Metro Builders provides roof repairs across the Mid-South. Call Metro Builders to schedule your inspection free. Call me. 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. So minivans, sedans, JDMs, roll out. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. And with eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
While interest rates are on the rise everywhere else, at Genesis Diamonds, we've got just the relief you need this holiday season. 5 years, 0 interest on anything and everything. That's right. Genesis is rolling back interest rates to 0.0%. So that $5,000 diamond ring is yours for just $85 a month. Nothing's held back. Rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, certified natural diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, even luxury pre-owned Rolex watches. Just pick any item for that special someone and spread your payments over 5 years without paying a dime in interest. A $10,000 designer ring comes to just $167 a month. Don't miss this incredible offer. Where else in America can you get financing for 0%? Colored gemstones, designer fashion jewelry, the year's most treasured gifts, all included in this once-a-year offer. At Genesis, we're breaking all the rules to make sure this holiday season your money goes farther. Best prices, unbeatable selection, highest quality, and super aggressive financing. Merry Christmas from Genesis Diamonds at Poplar and Perkins Extended. On approved credit, see store for details.
They're taking care of beerness in Memphis, right on the river with Grind City Brewing and all of their great products. Look, this was a dream come true for a father and son duo. And if you have not been to that brewery right on the river, just to the north of downtown, you're really missing something special. And now you can't miss their products. Wherever you go, you see a brand new label. It's clean, it's beautiful, it's distinctive. You'll know Grind City Brewing, and of course you know their products like Poppy's Pills, that great Pilsner, or Tiger Tail, that very creative craft malt liquor. There's the new Thaddeus Amber Lager. That is absolutely a great light beer. There's the India Pale called Godhopper. It's outstanding. And then there's the Belga, the Belgian-style wheat ale. They keep bringing hits at Grind City Brewing.
Merry Christmas from Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing. We're here to make your holiday season extra cozy and cheerful. For the first 50 customers who purchase a new Carrier system or tankless water heater, we have a special gift for you. Choose from a free 75-inch smart TV, a PlayStation 5, an Xbox X, a Nintendo Switch, or a $500 gift card on us. It's our way of spreading holiday joy. But hurry, this festive offer will only last through December 24th. Enjoy a comfortable Christmas and a special present from Choate's. Because when you choose us, you're not just a customer, you're family. Schedule your free estimate today at 901-347-8086. Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing. Let our family serve your family this holiday season. Wishing you a warm and joyful Christmas from Choate's.
It's the hometown Memphis Tigers taking on Iowa State in this year's AutoZone Liberty Bowl. Plus, Memphis music legends, the Bar-Kays, will be there performing the music that made Memphis, and you'll want to be there too.
Everybody say, so bingo! Say, so bingo!
It's all happening Friday, December 29th at 2:30. Get your tickets today by calling the AutoZone Liberty Bowl at 795-7700. The Tennessee Highway Safety Office reminds you that fans don't let fans drive drunk.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. There's a couple of accidents out here still getting some attention right now. We're still seeing heavy traffic over here at times on 40 West coming past Sycamore View Road as that traffic starts to increase actually on 55 southbound across the bridge coming over from West Memphis. Still looks good up through South Haven right now on 55 going northbound. Hey, Weimer's Jewelry located 7525 Highway 64. They are your last minute Christmas shopping headquarters. Go by and see David and his family today at Weimer's Jewelry. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers.
Don't you just love it?
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everyone. 8:04 the time, hour 2 here on Sports 56 Mornings, the Tuesday, December 19th, 2023 edition. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, and Zach Boyd. We are in the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure's Christmas sale continues. Time winding down, but still, you have time to go on out there, see what they have to offer. All types of great deals at 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Currently, as you get your Tuesday going weather-wise, it's going to be cold. Get that heavy jacket. Sunshine, little deceiving, 27 degrees. Partly cloudy skies for this afternoon with a high of 50. That's it, 50. That's all it's getting up to. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low of 36 degrees. Second hour of the program brought to you each and every day by our friends at James Gaddis Jewelers. Tell you more about what they have to offer for the holiday season in just a few moments, but it is Tuesday, and it is time for Humdinger's Trivia.
I actually busted out my heavy coat for the first time this year.
Did you?
Wore the heavy jacket.
I've had it a couple of times out, but it is in use today.
It is indeed time for Humdinger's Trivia. It's your opportunity to win a $25 gift certificate to Humdinger's, where you can go enjoy some great food, of course, and maybe you've got some family in town for the holiday season. Take them over there, enjoy some of that great food at Humdinger's, any of the grilled fish options that they've got on the menu. Of course, on Tuesdays, like today, you can go over there and you get some tacos. You get a lot of tacos for a very cheap price because their chicken and fish tacos are just $2 each all day, each and every Tuesday at Taco Tuesday over at Humdinger's. Those grilled fish options, they've got many different ones to choose from. You get the different toppings. I love the peri-peri mushrooms on top of there. Great sides to choose from the asparagus or the grilled zucchini or the rice, all of that stuff you can check out. You can maybe throw a little skewer of shrimp on there as well. So many great things to choose from the fish and chicken options, sandwiches, salads, all of that you'll find at Humdinger's. You can go to humdingersrestaurant.com to check out the entire menu. And if you're the first to answer our trivia question correctly, well, then you'll get the $25 gift certificate to Humdinger's. You can answer via text at 901-360-8255, 901-360-8255. Text in those answers, and again, that first correct answer will get the $25 gift certificate to Humdinger's. If you've won in the last 30 days, you are not eligible to win. So you could, I guess, answer if you want, just to see if you're right, but you don't really need to text it in. You can, when I announce the right answer, you can just have the personal satisfaction of knowing, hey, I was right. Here is the question. I mentioned yesterday on the show that Steph Curry on Sunday saw his streak of 268 straight games with a three-pointer made come to an end. That is the record streak in the NBA. Who now currently holds the longest active streak of games with a three-pointer made? Now that Steph Curry's streak is over, who has the longest active streak in the NBA of consecutive games with a made three-pointer? 901-360-8255, 901-360-8255. Text in those answers, and the first correct answer will get the $25 gift certificate to Humdingers. Which player has the longest active streak for consecutive games with a three-pointer made? Again, 901-360-8255. Couple of things. Doug texted in, by the way, Turner Helton, that is Tyson's nephew. That's Clay's son.
Oh, Clay's son. Thank you for the clarification.
That's the nephew.
Okay.
He also says that game's being repeated today on ESPNU at 9 o'clock if you want to check out the craziness. I guess you could wait till like the fourth quarter because that's when apparently when all the craziness happened as far as that. Also, this is amazing. So there were 5 offensive offsides calls this week, which I swear to God, I think I saw every one of them then because I'm pretty sure I saw at least 5 calls. So I must have been watching it every moment that an offensive offsides call was made this week. Denver was the one I was thinking of where they called the dude for his helmet, which cost them a touchdown, and Sean Payton was yelling at Russell Wilson about it, which I was like, you need to be yelling at the official because the guy was not offsides. But that was the one I was thinking of where it was crazy that the dude's helmet may have been like a half an inch hanging over the football. But there were 5 this week, which brings us to 18 now total for the season. But from 2000 to 2022, the most ever in a season was 6. And they called 5 this week.
Why are they putting an emphasis on that?
What do they put an emphasis on it? But the average season from 2000 to 2022, 1.9 offensive offsides called. They have 18 this year with 3 weeks still to go.
Yes.
Yeah, they called almost as many in 1 week as they had in any season since 2000.
Some wild stuff right there.
That makes me believe it actually was. This was from the league this week. Like,
sure,
y'all, seriously, because of all the crap they're talking about the Kansas City one, just call anything you see that even might be the slightest bit offensive offsides, call it this week just to prove a point.
And that's terrible, but it's not crazy. It's not out of line with the NFL doing something like that, sending the mandate to the officials that we're going to crack down on offensive offsides.
Like it was a point of emphasis coming into the year.
No, I understand.
But like
unless it's blatant like Tony, who was again lined up offside, all he had to do was get the official, ask him, have the official tell him he was offside and move back. But that was blatant. These other ones are ridiculous. Okay, couple of things. If you're just tuning in, weren't up late last night, you probably didn't see the comeback. Seattle, Monday Night Football, beat the Eagles on a last-minute drive. Drew Lock leading the way. He got the start for the injured Geno Smith. They beat Jalen Hurts and Philly 20-17, 29-yard touchdown pass from Drew Lock to Jackson Smith-Njigba to win the game for Seattle. Also last night in the NBA, the Grizzlies fall at Oklahoma City 116-97 as they drop to 6-19. But Ja Morant is expected to be in the lineup tonight for the game against New Orleans. Now, for people to think that they're all of a sudden going to rattle off like 57 straight wins, you're delusional. But when you have Ja Morant, first of all, you want to watch. He's must-watch television. Second of all, he gives you a chance in a lot of games. Now, they still need the help from Marcus Smart. They need the help from Luke Kennard. And when those guys are healthy, which is going to be pretty soon, it looks like, for Marcus Smart, according to Taylor Jenkins, and then Kennard hopefully soon after that, to couple with Des Bane and Jaren Jackson Jr., it gives the Grizzlies at least a fight. But these first few games are going to be pivotal because 6-19, they are well on the outside looking in. And again, if you look at the numbers last year, 40 got you the 10th spot in the Western Conference. So we're the final team in the play-in. They got 6 wins. Do the math. They got to win 34 of 57, 34-23, 11 games over 500. Is it possible? It is possible. But again, if you start out slow, lose 2 of your first 5 or 6 with John in the lineup, then it's done. It's over. So these games are absolutely pivotal. And DeMichael Cole tweeted out, talking to some of the players about their excitement of having Ja back. Desmond Bane said, "Here's my message to defenses. Good luck."
and this comes from another player, according to DeMichael. We were talking last night, laughing, and Ja was like, I might cock the ball back on somebody and all type of stuff. Again, put on a show, do what you normally do, but damn, win the game. Give yourselves at least a chance to go into the new year with an opportunity to fight. Again, it's a long road to hoe, I understand, and the odds are against you, but at least give you a chance to fight to get into the postseason. If not, then again, to me, games are insignificant. If your team is out of it, games are insignificant in any sport. You play to win the football game, right? But or whatever sport it may be, the basketball game in this case, but you play to get to the postseason. And so they still have an opportunity, but again, it's going to be tough, extremely tough. But they got to start off hot with Ja's return, and hopefully tonight in New Orleans against a very good Pelicans team, it is going to be a challenge.
Yeah, I mean, again, winning 2 out of every 3 games that Ja plays is a very reasonable expectation. And if you do that, you're going to put yourself in contention. Again, depends how many games he plays. Hopefully he can avoid injury. Certainly there will be games that he misses, but hopefully there's no stretch of games that he misses because of injury, anything like that. If he stays healthy the rest of the year and can play in, nearly 50 of those games, I think they give themselves have a chance certainly to get into that play-in. Again, if they are able to get into the play-in, and they're healthy as they're going to get this year. Again, we know Steven Adams isn't going to be there, but they get healthy as they can be, and they get into the playoffs. There's going to be a 1 or 2 seed that's not going to be very happy with the idea that that's the team they got to play in the first round of the postseason. I'll guarantee that. But the first game back being Indiana, from a fan's perspective, I'm not sure you can ask for anything more exciting than that, because Indiana, in any game they play, is liable. They could score 130 to 140, and they can give up what they give up last night, 154, I think it was, something like that. Like that game Thursday, that should be a lot of fun because that will be up and down. It will be an offensive showcase. Ja will get to do his things. Tyrese Halliburton will get to do his things, and it will be 1 million points scored in all likelihood on Thursday night. So that may be as entertaining a game as you could ask for Ja's first home game in his return.
And you better believe that Ja's going to play with a chip on his shoulder, especially when they play teams with those young point guards who people believe are better than him. And I'm not saying that they're not. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, I would certainly take him over Ja, as good as Ja is. But Ja, he doesn't think so. So when they play those type of teams, when they play De'Aaron Fox, when he plays Anthony Edwards, when he plays young, talented backcourt players, he wants to go off on all of them. And so I'm sure he was hoping that he would have had the opportunity last night, but that was game 25, suspension game number 25, and he couldn't play in Oklahoma City against Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but I'm sure it's driving him crazy to watch, wherever he's watching it from, to see these young, talented point guards who many people believe have surpassed Ja Morant. He's going to be on a mission. So it starts tonight in New Orleans. Back to the portal news. I mentioned earlier, Carson Beck returning to Georgia. Jaden Daniels going to the NFL. Spencer Sanders, who was the backup to Jackson Dart at Ole Miss. I still didn't understand that whole deal, why he didn't go somewhere where he could play. But deemed academically ineligible for the Peach Bowl. So he must would he not take any classes? Did he not go to class?
Why would you?
I don't know. But, I mean, the other guy, you have to be academically eligible to play in that bowl game. But just, his career comes to a screeching halt.
Now, granted, if they would have ended up in the playoff, maybe he'd regret it. But you're in your last year of playing college football. You're not hanging around for the spring semester. You don't care about that. The most what happened is you missed your bowl game, which most people are opting out of anyway. So if you're Spencer Sanders, why the hell would you go to class?
Yeah, but again, you're not able to play in that bowl game. It's the Peach Bowl. It's a big.
He wouldn't have played in it anyway.
Well, he would have been a part of the team. Yeah, I mean, I didn't understand that whole situation with him.
People, how long is it going to take you for people? They don't care about the bowl games.
Some do. Some bowl games do. Some.
There's 3 of them. The 2 semifinals and the final.
Yeah, well, you're preaching to the choir. I've always said that, right? It's the games. But for some players, you don't know what's going through their mind when they think about playing in that postseason, whether it be a regular bowl game or obviously in the playoffs, it's a whole different mindset. But for some of them playing in a Peach Bowl game or depending on the matchup that you have, for the Memphis players that are playing in this game, the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, I guarantee you they're fired up to play again against a team in Iowa State that comes from a Power 5 conference. So it gives them a little extra incentive. But we also had the news, and again, with Jackson Dart's interesting because Jackson Dart is non-committal for next year. We'll see what happens after the bowl game, what he decides to do. Ole Miss is crushing it recruiting-wise. They're crushing it. Yesterday, they picked up a player from their rival, from Mississippi State. DeCamarion Richardson, part of the Mississippi State defense where he was third on the team in tackles with 85, had 3 pass breakups. One of their better defensive players, started in all 12 games, has transferred with 1 year of eligibility remaining as a grad transfer to Ole Miss.
That's remember back in the day where you couldn't transfer within the SEC? You had to get the FBI to approve those types of things. Now, within the conference, rival to rival, it doesn't matter. We just do these things. And I mean, they just had Malik Heath a few years ago who did the same thing. I mean, it's a common thing. It doesn't matter. Like there is no such thing. It's rivalry to rival, whatever. It's just transfer wherever you can go, play, and earn money.
But what we're seeing is Pete Golding is really, and his staff, doing a really good job on that side of the football. They are, at least on paper, improving that defense, taking measures to go out there and get the right players to go along with Kiffin's offense. Ole Miss had a great year this year. Should certainly be one of the favorites next year going in. I mean, they'll be behind Alabama and Georgia, and we'll see what happens with Texas and Oklahoma coming in. But Ole Miss is right there with LSU, and I think Auburn will be improved. Can't wait to watch those teams each week. Already as formidable as it is this year, a little bit of a downer for some of the teams, but I expect them to turn it around. Obviously, Missouri had a great year, but to add Texas and Oklahoma is going to be a lot of fun. But Ole Miss is going to be right there in the mix.
And by the way, George texted, he said, how are you classifying college athletes for your 5 favorite things? Are they now professional with NIL? No, we're talking professional athletes, the ones that play in a professional sports league.
That's funny, though. That's funny.
It is funny.
John is dialed in at 360-8255 on the transfer portal. Hi, John.
Morning, guys. Merry Christmas to you both.
You
Hope
too.
you'll have a great
Merry
week.
Christmas.
One of the things I've been just running around in my mind, bowl games are basically for the fans and boosters, right? And the players, maybe. But
sure.
I would think in order, it's mainly for the fans and boosters, right?
Okay.
Well, it seems like the conferences need to get together and figure out how to make December a dead period to where there's not recruiting, there's not a portal open where people can start putting their names in it, because it is effectively still bowl season. You only have really now 2 games that anybody's going to care about. It's the playoffs, and everybody else is jumping out, which is destroying the bowl season. It's destroying anybody's interest in it.
Right.
And they were just shooting themselves in the foot by this. Why is nobody at the top trying to make it a dead period where there's no coaching changes, December needs to be dead time, finish your exams, get ready for the bowl games, and then let Katie bar the door after the championship game in January and let everything go, because spring football doesn't start until March and April anyway.
In a
so you got
perfect
plenty
world,
of time to make this all work.
In a perfect world, I would love that, John. I've thought about that as well. I would love that. It makes no sense to do what they're doing now when they added that early signing period, first of all. Then, of course, with the transfer portal just a few years ago, that's starting. It's made it chaotic. I mean, absolutely chaotic for every program out there and for the players themselves as well, having to try to get in the portal as quickly as they can to find a new home.
The early signing period certainly has not had what they were hoping. Like, they need to get rid of it again and go back to just the February signing period. And then, as you said, and then the transfer portal, to me, theoretically, should probably open up on January 1st. That's when you can go in. Then pretty much all the bowl games are gone.
Yes.
At that point, then you can go in and do all that stuff. But yeah, they're never going to go back that route. Like it just is what it is.
They just shot themselves in the foot. That's all they've done, and the viewership is going to be down no matter what, because there's too many options right now. NBA is on the rise. College basketball is getting full swing. We all know football drives the dollars. and the eyeballs anyway. But it's not what it used to be, and that's what's killing the game.
The only thing I would say, to me, bowl games are about one thing, and that's about the players. It is a reward for the players. And so if they want to go to the game, great. If they don't, if they opt out of it, that's on them. To me, bowl games mean nothing other than it's a reward for the players for their season they've had.
I just think it's really sad because now you got Jaden Daniels leaving LSU. How do you think the players in the locker room feel now? I mean, now their leader is gone. It's everybody that was picking LSU to win that game. Okay, now what? And all the people that have made their reservations to go down there have gone to see their backup. I mean,
even if you change all that other stuff, though, even if you change all the stuff and make it a dead period and the portal's not open, the guys leaving for the NFL, they're still going to opt out of bowl games. They're just not going to take the chance of getting hurt in a meaningless game.
I get it. All right.
Thank you, John.
That's just my thought. It was Happy New Year's wishes, I guess.
There you go.
Have a great one, guys.
You too.
Thank you.
No, but for the other, like the guys who are opting out, who are not playing in the bowl game because they're in the transfer portal and leaving to go somewhere else, yes, you could theoretically fix some of that. But no, the guys leaving for the NFL, like a lot of them are going to make the choice anyway to skip out on the bowl game. Jalen Smith's injury a few years ago probably ensured a lot of that. But the other stuff, yeah, that would be great. It has gotten into a convoluted mess because of the early signing period and now the transfer portal situation. Yes, it is the idea that guys, again, like when you're talking about the starting quarterback at Ohio State transferring is insane. Like that's so bizarre to think that the starting quarterback at one of the best programs in America is going to Syracuse instead because he wants to make sure he's the starter next year.
Look, it's a hot mess. I still think there's ways to fix the thing. I don't know if it'll be fixed anytime soon, but I still think there's ways to fix it. But absolutely, it is right now. We opened up Pandora's box and broke the box. There's no way that's ever going to change as far as that's concerned. We're here to stay as far as NIL and portal. But you can maneuver things around from a calendar standpoint where it benefits everybody. And we won't have coaches being fired midway through the season because they got to try to find another coach and get another coach, bring that coach in before they even coach in their bowl game. That's ridiculous. Think about that. Willie Fritz, and I'm not saying that Willie Fritz shouldn't have taken the Houston job, but Willie Fritz can't even coach his team, Tulane, in the bowl game because he has accepted that job in Houston. I would love everything just delayed, a moratorium on everything until January 1st. We know that won't happen, but they do have to tinker with things, and I think they will.
So we do have correct answer in our Humdingers trivia. The question was which player in the NBA now has the longest active streak of consecutive games with a three-pointer made now that Steph Curry's record streak of 268 games came to an end. There's only two streaks over 50 games, which is crazy, that he was at 268. And there's only two other streaks going over 50 games. One over 100 games. At 102 games, the longest active streak by actually twice as many as the next closest one. That would be Dame Lillard at 102 games. Cam Johnson is at 51. And then you go all the way down to 35 with Mike Conley and Bogdan Bogdanovic, both at 35.
Yeah, they said that
268, and the next closest is 102.
Well, I think they said that the next five guys, you can combine their streaks, and it's still less than Steph Curry's streak, which is now over.
All right. So, Zach, it's tiebreaker time. We're all over this one. And I got four that came in with the same timestamp. So we got a foursome here that you're going to choose from. So here's your choices for today. Dorothy, the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, or the Lion?
Let's go with the Tin Man.
Tin Man, okay.
Somebody needs a heart.
Very nice.
Well, somebody needs a brain, too. There's plenty of people out there that need a brain as well. So, and plenty of people that need courage. All right, so we will be notifying our winner and letting you know how you get your $25 gift certificate to Humdingers.
All right, when we come back, we'll talk University of Memphis Athletics with Jeff Crane. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Be sure to follow us at Sports56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows, stay up to date with station events, and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports56 WHBQ.
You or someone you know or care about has dealt with a difficult divorce. When facing divorce, you need the attorneys at Rice Law. Nick and Larry Rice lead the firm with 3 generations and 7 decades of experience. Located in Memphis, serving the entire state of Tennessee and North Mississippi. Rice Law is who you need to call. Simple or difficult divorce, they know how to handle it. Call Rice Law at 901-526-6701, or for more information, visit them at aboutdivorce.com. That's aboutdivorce.com.
Memphis' oldest restaurant, Colette's, was established in 1923 to give Memphians the best Italian food possible. And I'd say they got it right. They are the creators of the barbecue pizza. It was Elvis's favorite, and I know for a fact that a large will feed one person all weekend. If you need to feed several, though, Colette's caters any event. Choose from homemade lasagna, ravioli, Alfredo, primavera, and so many other delicious items you can't help but enjoy. Impress employees or clients and treat them to Colette's for lunch or dinner. Plan ahead and get your holiday party booked at Colette's. Elvis's favorite place to go eat with his buddies at the South Parkway location, and Colette's even has an Elvis room dedicated to him. Call Colette's on South Parkway at 948-7652 or Appling Road at 383-1122. Colette's. It was Elvis's favorite, and it should be yours too.
As the weather gets colder, the NFL offers Stay Hot on FanDuel. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. I like putting parlay bets together, hammering the overs, and anytime player touchdown bets always have me on the edge of my seat. So if you're ready to do the same, visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
21 plus and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. $5 pregame money line wager required. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets. It expires 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call TN Redline 1-800-889-9789.
Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company, we have it all. From handmade Amish leather belts, fine and casual clothing, boots, casual boots, work boots, fancy boots, and even safety-toed boots. Lots of cowboy hats to choose from, even Nebo lights, good-looking duck head dress shirts, duck head caps, shorts, and pants. Tons of jeans from Ariat, Wrangler, Devil Dog, and Kimes Ranch jeans. At Hewlett & Dunn, we have a great selection of Old South t-shirts and caps. Fine clothing from dress to casual to Sunday best. Enjoy choosing from UFO's orthopedic-approved shoes. Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company. Boots of every size, every color, every skin. Great quality Western, work, and safety toe boots. Hewlett & Dunn Boots and Clothing Company. 111 North Center Street, Collierville. Hewlett & Dunn. Hewlett & Dunn, serving you and your family since 1961.
The season has changed. You know how I know? It's finally here, the Family Leisure Christmas Sale. Excellent deals on pool tables, shuffleboards, and saunas. Oh, we're just beginning. Tired and sore from shopping? Check out the huge selection in stock of hot tubs and massage chairs. Oh, and you can surprise the kids with the best stuff, like a new arcade, a game table, even a play gym. Gifts for the whole family to enjoy and enjoy together. Also on sale, theater seating, outdoor kitchens and grills, patio furniture, and fire pits. Merry Christmas from our family to yours. That's Family Leisure of Memphis. Every year we wait. They always deliver. They've done it again. The Family Leisure Christmas Sale is happening at I-40 and Whitten Road. That's 2120 Whitten Road to be exact. That's the place of shopping heaven. Family Leisure, where family and fun all come together.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. Wrapping up the paperwork on an earlier crash at Winchester at Riverdale. Still a lot of volume over here as we stare at it live on 40 westbound from, let's say, Germantown Parkway all the way up to Witten Road. It's still a bit crowded also up through the Midtown area, but it's moving. Let's keep it that way. 55 northbound as you come past Lamar. Hey, 24/7 reliable crane and rigging services here in the Memphis area. It's Tomahawk Crane and Rigging. They're online at tomahawkcrane.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers.
To reveal the full spectrum of its dazzling color.
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everyone. 8:33 the time. Coming up in hour number 3, we'll talk with Zoe Goodson. We'll also talk with Frank Bonner from the Daily Memphian. But right now, it's time to talk to Jeff Crane.
It's time to talk Memphis Tigers athletics. Joining Greg and Eli is University of Memphis Deputy Athletics Director Jeff Crane. Here's Jeff with Greg and Eli.
Here's Jeff Crane. He joins us each and every week talking University of Memphis athletics. You can follow him on Twitter at jcrane75. Hey, Jeff.
Morning, guys.
It was great to see what we saw on Saturday afternoon at FedEx Forum. It had been a while since we saw that type of crowd, that enthusiasm, and that intrigue, that drama as Memphis knocked off Clemson. Hopefully there's another one coming up tonight, but more of those in the future would be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Incredible atmosphere. One of the best that I've seen in the 4.5 years that I've been here. Just electric crowd. Everybody was hanging on the edge of their seat. It was just a phenomenal game, and I think it shows you the power of the fans, because there's no doubt that down the stretch, the fans helped get us there and get us over that hump and help us get that win, which was a big one. That's a really good team that we play. They're going to win a whole lot more games, and another big one tonight versus Virginia, 6 o'clock at FedEx Forum. Still do have a few tickets available, so we ask folks to go online and gobble those up and give us another great atmosphere tonight.
Yeah, it's a Tuesday night rather than a Saturday afternoon, so there certainly is a big difference there. But how are ticket sales for tonight? What type of crowd are you expecting for this one?
Yeah, I mean they are very solid. I think a lot of folks, their families are starting to come into town and they're looking for something to do tonight, because our phones seem to have been ringing the last couple of days, especially. But we had well over 10,000 in the building on Saturday versus Clemson, and we expect near that on tonight.
Saturday you have Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is an SEC team that's struggling a bit, but it's still an SEC team. It's 2 days before Christmas. How is that right now being gauged as far as ticket sales for that game as well?
Yeah, I mean it's I'd say it's a little bit slower than the Clemson and Virginia games have been. But as we've talked about before, as it seems our fans, as the game gets closer, our sales pick up pretty dramatically. So we do expect a great crowd there as well, and a win tonight would certainly help those that may be on the fence, trying to decide if they want to come or not. But still tickets remain for that Vanderbilt game as well.
Yeah, speaking of that, do you think the way the team has played this year, and hopefully will be another dub tonight, that it will ignite some excitement for the conference schedule, which, look, let's be honest, is not real appealing when you compare that to a game against Clemson or a game against Virginia, but it is the conference that you play in. Do you think that will now ignite some folks that want to be there no matter who the Tigers are playing?
Yeah, without a doubt. The reality of it is every game from here on out is going to count, especially if we can stick into that top 25. And so, we need the crowd to help push us over that edge. And there's going to be a game or two, as we've seen in past seasons, where we're going to get the best. We're going to get everybody's best shot. because we're one of those teams that's up on top. So looking forward to a great conference season as well, and we'll have, I can guarantee you, we'll have some games there that'll be just as good as the one that we saw on Saturday versus Clemson.
From your experiences, how much does it help when you get into the top 25 and you have the number next to your name? How much does that translate into additional ticket sales?
Yeah, I think it means national relevance, and I think there's a segment of people that they're going to come no matter what. They're lifelong Tiger fans, and they're going to be there no matter where we are on the top 25. But then there are folks who are watching Sports Center. They say, "Wow, Memphis is having a good year. They must be good. I want to go out and check them out." So there's no doubt it gives us national relevancy and it helps us grab a segment of people that may be a little bit on the fence and just looking for another reason to go. And being in the top 25 would certainly do that.
Now, speaking of ticket sales, I know you guys are full throttle ahead to try to get as many as you can for the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, buying tickets through your box office and through Go Tigers Go, and you are offering them some incentive as far as the football game is concerned by giving them tickets to a basketball game.
Yeah, we think it's a great opportunity for folks that may be more traditionally geared toward our football product, if you will, to try out a men's or women's basketball game, and give them the opportunity to select an upcoming game. For every AutoZone Liberty Bowl ticket that they purchase, they'll get a complimentary men's or women's basketball ticket. So just another incentive, little stocking stuffer for folks as they make their purchases here right before the holidays. And we are still selling hundreds and hundreds of tickets every day for that game. And as we've seen in the past, many folks in Memphis are loyal AutoZone Liberty Bowl goers, and they may have already purchased their tickets, long before they knew that we were in the game. And so we're expecting a big blue crowd on December 29th versus Iowa State.
When it comes to, I guess, season tickets would be the ones you can measure. Like, I assume you guys have some sort of number, at least an idea. Like, what's the overlap of season ticket holders in football and season ticket holders in basketball?
Yeah, we definitely look at that pretty closely, and we dissect those groups and try to market to those that may be season ticket holders in one sport but not in another. We'll have several thousand, I would say, 5,000 to 6,000 that will overlap in multiple sports. Usually that being football and men's basketball, but we also we've got our highest season ticket total in women's basketball this year, and so we're starting to see that pick up, and we anticipate the same on the baseball side. So we're looking for more and more overlap opportunities, that's for sure.
We've been talking since we started our show at 7 o'clock about how big this day is in Memphis with the Tigers in Virginia and John Morant returning to the Grizzlies, but also the city council and the strong possibility that the vote will be taken today for the stadium. So where do things stand with that, Jeff? Do you expect the vote? Do you expect it to be a positive vote in your favor and for you guys to take over Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium?
Yeah, we're really excited about the prospects of today. Certainly historic in many ways, and a lot of work has gone on behind the scenes, and rightfully so that the city would do its due diligence related to this opportunity. And we provided lots of information, had lots of dialogue, and feel like we're in a great place to make that ownership transition a reality. And as we've talked about, what that will do for our university and our athletics department, I don't know that we can even truly quantify it at this point, but you're talking about a decades-long impact that this will have on our program, and we'll realize opportunities that we can't even sit here and talk about and dream up today. But really excited and excited for what that means for the future.
So if it does happen today, which again, as everybody expects it will, should we expect then in, I guess, basically like 2 weeks that construction will be starting?
Yeah, I mean, what that exact day is has not been nailed down, but we have definitely reached a point where that first phase will begin as soon as possible in 2024. We're literally having timeline meetings this week and had another last week. So we're very close to getting to a place where we can say, yeah, we're going to start on this day. But folks are going to start to see some mobilization of construction crews and all those things in just the next couple of months.
All right, coming full circle here to wrap this thing up tonight against Virginia. The game against Clemson on Saturday, there was a player that happened to be in the stands who shall go nameless here that is possibly going to be a member of the Memphis Tigers. Is there any information that can be shared with our listeners out there as far as where things stand as far as a hypothetical situation of Memphis adding a player?
Yeah, as we've talked about, it's kind of this is a very unique situation. You rarely hear about an opportunity where a player can come to a team mid-season and immediately start playing. So it's not as cut and dry as many opportunities that exist out there, and something we're still working through. And I think in the weeks ahead we'll have a little more clarity there, but unfortunately we're just not quite there yet.
All right, Jeff, sounds great. Hopefully folks will get out there and watch some great basketball tonight. First time since 2014, 2 ranked teams going at it at FedEx Forum with the Tigers and Virginia tonight. As always, thank you. We'll talk to you next week, and I'll see you over there tonight.
Thanks so much, guys. Go Tigers, go.
Thank you, Jeff. Jeff Crane, University of Memphis Deputy Athletics Director. You can follow him on Twitter at jcrane75.
So for him, it's the first time to see a ranked battle.
That's right. Are you a little concerned that he said in the coming weeks with this? Obviously he didn't talk specifically about Tomlin, but that's who he was referencing. It's going to take that long?
I don't think they probably know for sure exactly what the whole process is.
Yeah, I just wonder if there's more to it.
I don't. I'm sure that's more of him. He just doesn't know exactly what the timeline is.
Right,
so he just throws out like what in the next couple weeks, whatever.
Okay.
That would be my guess. I don't know, but that would just be my guess as far as that is concerned. Folks, moving can be stressful. I don't know if the university is going to need moving trucks to get themselves moved into Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. I guess not. You don't have to. There's no furniture to bring over to Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium for them to move in there. But if you've got a move coming up, if you're moving to a new house, maybe you're moving into a new office for the new year, whatever it might be. If you've got any sort of move coming up, you want the professionals. You need the right professionals to help you. Don't be trying to do it yourself. Don't be asking your lazy friends to try and help you do it. Get professionals. Get the folks at Black Tie Moving to do that move for you. Give them a call at 901-316-6196 or go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis and talk with the folks at Black Tie Moving. What they do is they'll work with you, make sure you come up with a plan that's fitting your needs, number one. That's really important. And then also fitting your budget, which is also very important. And you do get a no obligation quote up front so you know exactly what it's going to cost. They've got A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've got 5-star ratings all over the place online. They are the best in the business, and you need the professionals when it comes to moving your stuff to take a lot of the stress and worry out of that process for you. So call the folks at Black Tie Moving, 901-316-6196, or go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis.
You're listening to Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Do you have equipment taking up space in your shed or on your lot? What do you do if those pieces are really big? Ever wondered their value? Purple Wave Auction is an online auction company that sells used equipment. Thousands of items are up for bid right now at purplewave.com. Our transparent auction process makes it easy to sell that Kenworth semi you have sitting behind the barn. Or how about an upgrade to your New Holland Workmaster? Take a moment and check out purplewave.com. Purple Wave Auction, straight, simple, sold.
Roofs, roofs, and more roofs. Chris Price here with Metro Builders. Is your roof leaking? Do you have mold stains on the ceiling of your home or business? Is your carrier denying your claim or offering a repair simply because they don't have enough documentation? You need a contractor that performs work for insurance claims for policyholders each and every day, and Metro Builders is here to assist. Call Metro Builders. At Metro Builders, we provide free estimates, consultation, and claim repairs. Metro Builders' process of arriving, inspecting, diagnosing problems, and estimating is second to none, commercial and residential. Our team of Hague certified technicians are standing by to assist you with providing estimates and photos to your carrier to document your loss. All you owe is what your policy states. No large fees on top of the final scope. We use high-grade materials and are certified by companies like Atlas, CertainTeed, Owens Corning, and Mulehide with labor warranties up to 50 years on all of our jobs. Metro Builders provides roof repairs across the Mid-South. Call Metro Builders to schedule your inspection free. Call me. 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717.
A good friend of mine told me about this awesome place for lunch.
Oh, yeah? What's the name?
Neil's Grill and Bar, where the fat man rocks. Everybody knows Neil.
Where's it located?
It's located in Yorkshire Square off of Quince.
And what's it like?
The best lunch place in Memphis. You know, like real mashed potatoes and gravy. Everything is made from scratch. Monday through Friday, daily lunch specials like Monday baked chicken, Italian Tuesday spaghetti, ravioli, Italian spinach, delicious fried catfish, fried chicken livers every Wednesday, Friday, Salisbury steak, barbecue chicken, or if you just want a vegetable plate, the best veggies in town.
What about the lunch price?
Meat and 2 veggies, $8.95. Meat and 3 veggies, $10.95. And veggie plate, $9.95. Big fat boy portions, man.
Man, you're making me hungry.
Come hear the best live local music at Neil's. Eddie Smith plays Sundays 5 to 9, Mondays karaoke, Tuesdays Debbie Jameson, Wednesdays Elmo and the Shades, Thursdays John Williams and the A440 Band at Neil's.
Where the fat man rocks.
Don't miss new deals every day during Lowe's 25 Days of Deals. Get up to 50% off select tools and accessories. Plus, bring home a Werner 4-foot fiberglass stepladder, now just $29.98. And get same-day delivery for eligible in-stock items when you order by 2 p.m. Lowe's knows deals every day. Valid through 12/20 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. Additional terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
It's our season of giving back at Gossett Kia on the Pike, and we've got the perfect holiday gift for you. Hit the road with 41 MPG Highway, 2023 Kia Forte LXS, $239 a month, $27.99 due at signing. Get road-ready SUV, Seat 7, 2023 Kia Sorento LX, $319 a month, $34.99 due at signing. And 8-passenger seating in your new 2024 Kia Telluride LX, $459 a month, $34.99 due at signing, all 36-month lease. Plus, you'll get peace of mind with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Ask for Bobby J. He's ready to put you in a new Kia today. Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike, or online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 650 acquisition P Forte RE 699,094 MSRP 21,385 Sorrento PG 242,710 MSRP 33,010 Telluride RG 462 2822 MSRP 38,705 includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax title license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 1/2/2024. Dealer stock only.
Now, back to Sports 56 Mornings.
Isn't it a lovely morning?
On Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers. Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Coming up in hour number 3, Zoe Goodson will join us in studio, head men's basketball coach at Rhodes College, and Frank Bonner at about 9:25 from the Daily Memphian. We'll talk Tigers football. Tomorrow is National Signing Day. Tigers look to be doing pretty well as far as the combination of high school, junior college, and the portal is concerned. Congratulations to our buddy Jarvis Greer. And portion of the South Parkway was renamed to honor Jarvis.
Good for Jarvo.
How about that? Near, I guess, where he grew up, somewhere near his home on South Parkway.
Jarvo Way?
It is, let's see, I will open up the picture here.
Jarvo Parkway?
Should be Jarvway. That's the way it should be. I can't even read this thing. It's too small. Jarvis R. Greer. I don't know if that says way or not. I can't. Let me see. Street. Looks like it's street. Jarvis R. Greer.
I'm going to refer to it as Jarvo Street.
Jarvo Street. So tonight, obviously, Ja's return. One guy who's still not sure about the whole Morant situation and what will happen here as he returns to the game he loves is Stephen A. Smith, the controversial, colorful figure from ESPN. Smith said that he felt Morant's attitude in the press conference last week that I was at was pretty lackadaisical and wondered whether Morant truly understood the gravity of his situation and his state of mind during the mistakes that got him there. He said, Ja Morant broke no laws. This was on his podcast Sunday. Here's where the issue lies, and I was shocked that nobody asked this question to begin with. How was this stuff ever on Instagram Live to begin with? What was going on? What was in your state of mind that you allowed it? What could it have been? Were you not lucid enough? Were you not alert enough? Were you compromised? We've got to ask these questions. Smith believes Morant's psychological faculty is at the heart of this saga. It's not stupidity because he ain't stupid. What's going on? Nobody asked him. Were you drinking? Did you have your full faculties in order? Still, he said Morant was blasé about his mistakes. He said, when we talk about cleaning stuff up, all of it's got to be cleaned up. It's about simply having a sit down like, yo, this is what we need. And it's about Ja Morant saying to the public, I know I have to do better, but this is what was going on, my bad. To Smith, Morant's words didn't tell us anything. So Smith returned to Morant's behavior and thought process. If I were at the press conference, I'm not saying Ja Morant does because I don't know anything about that. And damn it, even if I did, unless it was reported, I wouldn't tell you all, Smith said. But if I had a drinking problem, I would say so. Smith also explained it could be family conflict, considering Morant's parents were involved in several of his mistakes. Regardless, Smith doesn't believe Morant gave the Memphis community or NBA fans enough to understand him or trust him. What do you think?
I think Stephen A. has an opinion, has a fair opportunity to share it like everybody else.
Yeah, he has the right to do that. Look, I thought Ja was pretty good,
I choose to avoid it for a reason, but that's just me.
Yeah, but I thought Ja was pretty good in the press conference. Look, there was a couple of things that I like the fact that he took complete responsibility of the team's struggles because he's not there, right? So he said, yeah, we're losing and we're that bad because I'm not there. So he took responsibility as far as that's concerned. The other thing, though, was I never felt like he fully, as Smith said, that he fully understands that he did something wrong. I don't know if he still thinks he did something, or he thinks at all that he did something wrong. I still think that's an issue. He did say, Ja talking in the third person, Ja's going to be Ja. And that's fine. You don't want to change who you are. You just have to change a few things that you did and can't do those things again. But being the colorful person you are, being out in the community, going to places, that's your prerogative. You just got to, make sure that you don't go beyond what you should be doing and posting things on social media and coming back to derail your career. I mean, obviously you got to be cognizant of all that. But I think, I don't know, I thought he answered those questions pretty well. He wasn't going to go and be elaborate with all the questions and just talk. But I thought he answered those questions pretty well. Again, we'll see. Now's the time, right? He's done everything he was supposed to do for Adam Silver. He's done everything he was supposed to do for the organization. Now he goes out there, gets a chance to play on the court, help the team, and then we'll see how he is as a citizen outside the court or off the court in his personal life.
I mean, I would hope lessons have been learned. If if not, that's a real problem. You've got a lot on the line, and you're on a very short leash now. So I would hope that lessons have been learned, and he will stay off social media and try and stay out of situations that put him in a bad light.
James Gaddis Jewelers is the second-hour sponsor of Sports 56 Mornings. They're located at 4900 Poplar between Mendenhall and St. Nick, and they're on the web at GaddisJewelers.com. Christmas is Monday, so time is winding down. You're looking for that special gift for that special someone. Head on over to James Gaddis Jewelers. They're full-service jewelers with two bench jewelers ready to serve you. If you're looking for that special watch, they have all types of watches, including the Rolex watches, both the new and the pre-owned. They have custom-made jewelry of all types, bracelets, necklaces, earrings, gemstones, so many choices, pendants, plus that estate and vintage jewelry. They're always adding to their collection. So if you're looking for that special gift for that special someone in your life, just in time for Christmas, really for $365 a year, it's James Gaddis Jewelers, your local choice, your family's jeweler at 4900 Poplar between Mendenhall and St. Nick, and on the web at GaddisJewelers.com. Coming up in hour number 3, we're talking basketball with Zoe Goodson to start things off. He's next. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 at 98.5 FM.
Memphis, home of the Blues, world-renowned barbecue, and award-winning craft beers. Now you can take a dive into these great libations with City Brew Tours Memphis. City Brew Tours Memphis offers a craft beer adventure with behind-the-scenes access to local breweries. See for yourself how craft beer is made, learn about different styles of beer, delve into beer history, and discover the secrets behind the Memphis brews. Best of all, with City Brew Tours, you will take your taste buds on a journey with beer tastings at each brewery stop, complemented by local snacks to munch on. City Brew Tours handles transportation to the breweries, too. You drink, they drive. Looking for the perfect gift idea this holiday season? Treat your loved ones to an unforgettable experience. A local craft beer tour with City Brew Tours Memphis. Head over to citybrewtours.com/Memphis and brew up your craft beer adventure today.
The Wrap Up the Year sales event is on at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat on the Pike. How about 2023 Fiat 500X, $22,990. 2023 Jeep Renegade, $24,990. 2023 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 4XE, $499 a month. 2023 Grand Wagoneer 111 4x4, $10,000 off. And 2023 Dodge Charger SXT, $28,990. Now that's the best holiday list you'll find anywhere, and we guarantee it. So drive past the rest and come to the best at Gossett on the Pike, or shop online at GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motorcars.
2023 Fiat 500X, stock number PP990492, MSRP 31355, Renegade PPP 75091, MSRP 30040, Wrangler MSRP 69870, Wagoneer PS 508331, MSRP 112285, Charger PH 636172, MSRP 35825, includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 12/31/23 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Did you know nearly 40% of men under 40 and over 75% of men over the age of 40 experience sexual performance concerns? At the Memphis Men's Clinic, their experienced physician performs a comprehensive evaluation that determines which specific issues may interfere with your sexual performance. These issues can vary and range from anxiety to medical issues, low testosterone, or erectile dysfunction. The Memphis Men's Clinic has evaluated hundreds of men of all ages over the years and reestablished a normal sexual life. The Memphis Men's Clinic will work aggressively to resolve issues and allow you to restore your sexual health and overall well-being. That's the Memphis way. If you're 20 years old or 90 years old, come and get cared for the Memphis way. Treatment that's based on your specific needs after a professional clinical evaluation by their experienced board-certified physician. Call the Memphis Men's Clinic today at 901-443-0475 or visit memphismensclinic.com.
If you look at the website for 117 Prime, Memphis's premier downtown dining destination, you'll see the phrase sophisticated steakhouse serving elevated entrees. That just about sums up 117 Prime. If you want to have a truly special dining experience, then you can't beat sophisticated steakhouse serving elevated entrees. There are plenty of places in Memphis to get a steak, but there's only one place that pairs sophisticated with elevated entrees, and that's 117 Prime. If it's time for you or someone in your life to celebrate in a way that makes you feel sophisticated and elevated, you can't do better than 117 Prime.
It's our season of giving back at Gossett Kia on the Pike, and we've got the perfect holiday gift for you. Hit the road with 41 MPG Highway 2023 Kia Forte LXS, $239 a month, $27.99 due at signing. Get road-ready SUV Seat 7 2023 Kia Sorento LX, $319 a month, $34.99 due at signing. And 8-passenger seating in your new 2024 Kia Telluride LX, $459 a month, $34.99 due at signing, all 36-month lease. Plus, you'll get peace of mind with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Ask for Bobby J. He's ready to put you in a new Kia today. Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike, or online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 650 acquisition P Forte RE 699,094 MSRP 21,385. Sorrento PG 242,710 MSRP 33,010. Telluride RG 462 2822 MSRP 38,705. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 1/2/2024. Dealer stock only.
Sports 56 traffic brought to you by Curfew.
Enjoy the ultimate dining experience at Curfew. Tuesday is Ladies' Night with $8 Cosmos, lemon drops, and daiquiris. Curfew American Tavern Craft Cocktails, your new destination. 164 Union Avenue, main floor of the Canopy Hotel.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. A truck was up against the wall a few minutes ago on 240 northbound at South Parkway. There's a little bit of traffic flow trying to get up through the Midtown area as we stare at it live. There's still some volume out here at times. 40 westbound from, let's say, Sycamore View Road all the way up to that 240 flyover. Some of that traffic's getting off there onto Sam Cooper. Hey, Weimer's Jewelry, located 7525 Highway 64. They are your last-minute Christmas shopping headquarters. Go by and see them today at Weimer's Jewelry. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis.
Okay, this car looks great wrapped around you,
Here one. That's why we're talking.
Welcome back, everyone. Night for us today here on Sports 56 Mornings. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, and Zach Boyd with you from the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure's Christmas sale continues at 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Currently sunshine, but 35 degrees. The high only getting up to 50 today. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low of 36. And tomorrow, intervals of clouds and sunshine with a high of 54. It's Tuesday. It's time to talk some Rhodes athletics.
It's time to go inside Rhodes College Athletics on Sports 56 Mornings. Every week, a representative from Rhodes will join Greg and Eli to talk about all things Lynx. Let's go inside Rhodes Athletics now on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Pleased to be joined once again in studio by the head men's basketball coach at Rhodes, Zoe Goodson. You follow him on Twitter at Zoe Goodson, and Rhodes on a roll. 4 straight wins. On Saturday, they knocked off LaGrange College 75-69. Yesterday, beat Sewanee 90-79 as they now get set for their trip to Las Vegas next week. So no rust after the layoff for exams and things of that nature. You guys get a couple of W's over the weekend.
There was a little rust Saturday. About 1 o'clock, there was a little rust. We had to shake it off. We got a little crazy there to start the game on Saturday.
In what way? What
turned the ball over a few too many times, and then we settled down. But we knew there was going to be a little something we had to play through, and I told them in the locker room before the game it was going to be an opportunity for them to play through. Because I didn't want to call an early timeout. I wanted them to grow together and figure it out on their own a little bit, and they did that.
Are you a screamer, by the way?
Can you tell? My voice is never.
I figured you were. I figured you were.
There were some good moments yesterday.
Yeah,
and that was in a fairly easy win, but you had some bad stretches.
Yeah, we did. We got up 19, and then but to Sewanee's credit, they're a really good team, and then they clawed their way back in, and had to call a few timeouts and set a few things straight. And,
when it's a smaller gym as opposed to FedEx Forum, everybody hears you.
Correct.
So, I mean, they're probably looking at this guy's a lunatic.
That's probably their thought. I think I'm crazy. So if I think I'm crazy, I'm sure, it's always funny. Our AD, he's at every game. He's an incredible supporter, and he's at every game. And I'll see our president. She comes to almost every game, and I look over there after a timeout, and I'm like, oh, man, I'm going to get called to the principal's office tomorrow.
Well, the good thing is, because during the timeouts, like, the music in there is loud enough, like, because I was like 7-8 rows up behind your bench, and I really couldn't hear you. I could tell you're yelling, but I couldn't hear exactly what you're saying.
Well, good. You're making me feel better.
So you're
good.
Yeah, and you were facing my direction, so I was like, no, you can't really hear him. You can. So they do a good job. They help you out with the music.
Good. Well, that's strategy. I've been begging them to turn it up every time out.
Well, your team obviously got the message after a slow start because you picked it up and got a big W over LaGrange, 75-69, and then again on Monday beating a rival in Sewanee. So. What obviously a lot of things went well for you. What were the main reasons why you got these 2 dubs?
Well, our pace is just incredible. We keep picking it up offensively. We're pushing the ball really well in transition, and so we're getting a lot of easy buckets that way and getting out, and we constantly work on it, and the guys are continually getting better, but we're shooting the ball really well. I mean, we're top 10 again in the country in three-point shooting percentage. So just shooting the ball really well, and every time they make a shot, it just makes me look smarter. So it makes it a lot easier when they're making shots. And so, but at the end of the day, we're finally starting to defend at a much higher level. I know we gave up 79 points yesterday, but our defensive efficiency rating is what I really look at. And that right now, yesterday was at .78. So that was really good. So they're only scoring .78 points per possession, and that's a really good efficiency.
See, that's the thing, too, because people get caught. And I think now we've evolved and people are starting to understand because of the defensive efficiency. It used to just be, oh, my gosh, they give up 80 points a game. Well, if you're playing at that pace, you're going to give up a point. Like, that's just the bottom line is the other team's going to score in some of those possessions as well. So it's about how many points per possession. And I think people now, that those analytics, people are starting to understand a lot better.
Right. And that's what's made it so great with access today, right? Everybody has access to these numbers, and people get to see that. And I had to remind myself, because, I'm looking up there, I'm like, why have they scored 79 points? And then I have to go back and look at the points per possession and remind myself that actually it was a really good defensive day for us. So,
But that's fun basketball, and that's the basketball of the modern times, is to get up and down the court, show the athleticism, make shots, transition buckets. And I bring that up only to say, as you probably know, Memphis tonight is hosting Virginia.
Correct.
And I just don't understand how fans of a team that play like that can be excited about why. Now, if they win all their games, they go and win a national championship, which they did.
Correct.
It's a whole different story. But how you can get excited about that brand, whereas your brand, which a lot of teams, especially at D1, play, is what excites me, and I would assume excites a lot of fans.
And I think I've been on both sides of it, right? As an assistant with Coach Smith, 3 years ago, we had to play possession basketball. And that's, it's whatever fits your coaching style, and you got to be true to yourself in that. But for fans, I think it comes down to what you said a second ago. It's just all about winning. And, of course, he's done an incredible job at Virginia since he's been there. So people just want to win. Whatever it takes, and even players, they'll say they want to play up tempo, but even guys on our squad that they talk about how they want to continually play fast, but then there's times in the game they'll pull it back themselves and walk it up the court. So I think at the end of the day, for me and who I am and my personality, we got to get up and down because that's just who I am, and I enjoy that. I enjoy watching that, but I also enjoy just watching great basketball. So, and I think for the fans today, as we talked about earlier, they know so much more about the game than they used to. That they just want to win. They want to find a way to win.
That's the bottom line. If you're going to the tournament every year like Virginia does, and you're literally competing for national championships, that's what excites the fans. Is there a number, do you have a number of possessions per game that is your target? Or do you?
It's shots.
Shots
per game. I'm all about shots because I want to. Possessions don't mean anything if you're turning the ball over, right? So I'm a big believer in getting up around 70 shots a game. If we get up 70 shots and around 32 threes a game, we're gonna win. That's my mentality. When we get up that many shots, that means we're taking care of the basketball and we're pushing the tempo, and the other team is playing to us, and we're not playing to them.
You're still a very young coach, and you coach in the analytical world, so you use analytics obviously all the time. When you were with Tubby, an old school coach, did he start to use analytics? I mean, you were with him obviously his whole career, but did he go from where he was not using that and then started to use it, or did he really not rely on the analytics?
Coach was using analytics way sooner than it was really popular.
Really?
He was using defensive efficiency and offensive efficiency, but he was using player efficiency before even the NBA was posting it. He had his own player efficiency rating that he used. And I could go through the stat sheet and tell you what it was. I memorized it because I had to do it every single game for 17 years. But he was using numbers a long time ago, and his whole goal was to make sure if guys were efficient 75% of the time they were on the floor, which was his own little equation that got to that number, he knew they had a great game. And so we'd be at halftime, and I'd be over there plugging numbers, writing them out for him, handing them on a note card at halftime who the most efficient players were in games.
Do you use that?
I do. I still use it, yeah.
Is the efficiency, and if you're good with that, is it the plus minus? Is that what we're talking about here?
No, so it's points minus shots, plus free throws attempted, plus rebounds, plus assists, plus steals, plus deflections, minus turnovers, divided by the minutes you played.
Okay, so it's all the positive things you could do statistically wise, not just scoring, minus what you could do negative, which is turn the ball over.
Correct.
Or take too many shots and not shoot a high percentage.
Yeah, and then you divide it by the minutes played. And your goal, like there's certain guys, like a guy like Phil yesterday, 18 points, 8 assists, really efficient with the ball. He was probably a 0.9, I think it was. So that's 90% of the time he was on the floor. He was doing something positive, which is really, really impressive because he had 6 deflections. So he was really, a positive impact while they were throwing 3 and 4 defenders at him the entire game.
What is his assist to turnover ratio? Do you know?
2.3.
Okay.
So he's taking care of the basketball and he shares it. That's what I tell him all the time. I had a long talk with him after the game. I want to make sure he wasn't getting frustrated with the other teams throwing 2 and 3 defenders at him. And I said, look, man, your composure and your poise as a basketball player is what makes you so great. Because he shares the ball. He'll drive. Mm-hmm. And it's like you were at the game. Halftime, he went to drive, and in his mind, he was like, okay, they're packing it in really tight. We went flat so he could drive and get to the rim. In his mind, he's like, no, they're packed it in. I got to pass it. Well, he should have actually drove more. He's so unselfish that he's always looking for his teammates. That's what makes him so special.
He is fun to watch. And then your guy, Ernest Georgetown, I love that dude. Like, he's a big boy. Like, I mean, he can clear some space, but the touch on his shot and the fact that he's keeping up with your pace, all that stuff. I love that dude already. I've been at one game. I love that dude.
He works so hard. He really does. And it's a skill set that he's developed since he's been with us. He's a guy that in practice literally will not let anybody sub him out in practice ever at all because he knows he needs to stay in shape in order to be able to keep up with the pace. And so he's a guy that he's really developed the skill set of working hard every single day. But that shot is just unbelievable now.
It is.
It's pretty, and he's really, really worked at it to get to that point.
When I saw him, I'm like, dude, you've talked about it before, and I'm like, and I saw him shoot the first time, I'm like, oh, wow, like that looks really good. Then he did it again. I'm like, okay. And he's got a big backside. That dude wants to block you out. You are not getting the rebound. That dude can clear he can clear the entire lane. He has a big old backside to block people out with.
Is he Kenny Lofton Jr. light? I mean, is he like a kind of player like
he's not that big. It's his rear end. His rear end is really big.
He's strong. He's really strong. Like you should see him squat. This dude can move weight.
I can imagine.
He just absolutely moves the whole weight room. And so, but he works at it, and so he does. So he's very mobile. He works on his agility daily with our strength coaches and our trainers and folks. So he really, really gets after it. And he's a guy that we brought him to be a post-up guy. 4 years ago, we brought him in. We're like, we're going to run these plays for you. We're going to get you back to the basket because that's who you are. And then as we got more guys in, and we got to the pace and the style I wanted to play, he adjusted. And he's been a team player, a guy that literally could have said, hey, it's a transfer world. We're not playing back to the basket anymore. I'm out.
Yeah.
Right.
But no, he said, nope, I'm going to develop my shot. I'm going to play this 5-out style coach wants to, and I'm going to stay in the starting lineup. He started every single game for 4 years now.
Wow.
Every single game for 4 years.
So he hasn't missed a game.
Not Iron Man, knock on wood.
Jeez.
He's the Iron Man.
The talking about the analytics, do you track like spots on the floor as far as guys' shots?
Oh, yeah.
You know exactly what a guy is from the corner versus up top, all that stuff. And do you, like, how much are you, like, telling them, like, that's not your spot to shoot?
Correct. And we do that. Like, you know you're at the game, and there's 2 different, like, side-out plays that we run. And then we will – so if we're on one side of the floor, I know what I'm going to run going because it gets certain guys going to the right, or for the other side, gets certain guys going to the left. So I know, and I put different guys in position based on what side we're going to. And so we do that a lot with 50 series and different plays we run. We try to get guys in the right spot.
All right, so you're going to be heading to Vegas next week after Christmas. Give us kind of the schedule and what's in store for you guys.
So this week, the guys get a chance to be at home and enjoy the holidays with their families. And so they're home now. And then we'll get back. Everybody gets back Christmas night late. We'll practice on the 26th, fly out on the 27th, and we're in Vegas for 4 nights and play 2 games out there. And, you know, it is the premier regular season event for Division III. D3Hoops.com sponsors it. It's a huge, huge event for Division III teams, and it's an honor to be invited to be able to play out there.
And who do you play?
We play Whittier and Laverne.
What are they?
So they're Division III, and so just a little fun fact about Whittier, former president, went to school there.
Yes, wait, Whittier is in California, right? So Whittier was that Nixon?
That's right. There you go. Look at
wow.
There's a little Humdinger's trivia early for you.
Impressive stuff.
Yeah. So and Tubby Smith told me that.
Oh, did he?
That's who told me that the other day. So I didn't know that on my own. But yeah. So you know they're good teams. We've got our work cut out for us while we're out there for sure.
By the way, how's Tubby doing?
He's doing great. He'll be here. Everybody come hang out with him. He'll be in the gym when we play Sewanee next time in January.
So is he now retired?
He is. He's retired. He's a professional golfer.
I was going to say he's probably playing a lot of golf, right?
Not a bad gig if you get it.
That's great. He's my daily consultant. That's his other gig.
Nice guy to lean on.
Well, you have star-studded crowds. Yesterday you had the King Jerry Lawler.
You had royalty in the building.
Watching. I walk in. I'm like, man, this is. But I'll tell you this for folks out like. It is fun. Like, the games are fun because, again, the pace you guys play, there's a lot of points scored. It's up and down action. You don't have the 4-minute timeouts for television, so the games don't last 2 hours and 45 minutes like some of these Memphis games. But it's up and down. And Dodson is as fun to watch as any player like you'll find at 11. That dude is just entertaining to watch. He's constantly in motion. As you said, I mean, just a great player. So the games are really entertaining.
Yeah, and we try. And obviously, we're doing whatever we can. We want to win. That's our primary focus. But we're also trying to appeal to get people in the community to invest a little bit in us as well, and to make it an event. It's free. So
yeah, and it's free. In the end, it's free.
It should be something that if you're a true basketball fan, that you would want to bring your family to, and we try to make it a good family atmosphere.
When is the next home game after the trip to Vegas?
We are gone until January the 12th. So
okay.
We're on the road until January 12th now.
All right. Well, best of luck to you. Have a safe trip out to Vegas. Have fun. And we'll talk to you next week before you leave for Vegas, right?
Happy holidays. We'll be back next Tuesday.
That's right. All right. That's Zoe Goodson, the Rhodes men's basketball head coach. You can follow him on Twitter at Zoe Goodson. It's our Rhodes athletic segment. We do it each and every Tuesday.
This hour brought to you by Acura Memphis, located on Ridgeway at 385, online at AcuraMemphis.com. Go by and see the great folks at Acura Memphis. They'll take care of you in anything you're looking for, whether it be a new vehicle, pre-owned vehicle. They've got the certified pre-owned Acuras. Of course, if you need service done on your vehicle, they've got a great service department to take care of you as well at Acura of Memphis.
You're tuned into Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5 FM. When we come back, Frank Bonner joins us from the Daily Memphian to talk some Tigers football recruiting. This is Sports 56 Mornings.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company, we have it all. From handmade Amish leather belts, fine and casual clothing, boots, casual boots, work boots, fancy boots, and even safety-toed boots. Lots of cowboy hats to choose from, even Nebo lights, good-looking duck head dress shirts, duck head caps, shorts, and pants. Tons of jeans from Ariat, Wrangler, Devil Dog, and Kimes Ranch jeans. At Hewlett & Dunn, we have a great selection of Old South T-shirts and caps, fine clothing from dress to casual to Sunday best. Enjoy choosing from UFO's orthopedic-approved shoes. Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company. Boots of every size, every color, every skin. Great quality Western, work, and safety toe boots. Hewlett & Dunn Boots and Clothing Company. 111 North Center Street, Collierville. Hewlett & Dunn. Hewlett & Dunn, serving you and your family since 1961.
I was afraid to cut the cord, but I'm so glad I did. I was paying way too much for cable. I wasn't finding the shows I wanted, and the prices kept going up. Thankfully, I discovered a new way to watch called Philo. I get to see all my favorite stuff in one spot, anytime I want, anywhere I want, for just $25 a month. Plus, Philo's got unlimited DVR, so I never have to miss anything. It really is the best deal in TV. Try it out for yourself. Go to philo.tv. That's philo.tv and start your 7-day free trial now.
If you're like most people, you've had your fair share of financial questions. Questions like, can I afford my son's travel hockey team? What if my daughter doesn't get that soccer scholarship? Will I be able to enjoy golf in retirement? At Empower, we know these questions can be stressful. We're here to help answer your what ifs and empower what's next. Join 18 million Americans and take control of your financial future. Start today at empower.com. Sponsored by Empower Personal Wealth.
Memphis's oldest restaurant, Colette's, was established in 1923 to give Memphians the best Italian food possible. And I'd say they got it right. They are the creators of the barbecue pizza. It was Elvis's favorite, and I know for a fact that a large will feed one person all weekend. If you need to feed several, though, Colette's caters any event. Choose from homemade lasagna, ravioli, Alfredo, primavera, and so many other delicious items you can't help but enjoy. Impress employees or clients and treat them to Colette's for lunch or dinner. Plan ahead and get your holiday party booked at Colette's. Elvis's favorite place to go eat with his buddies at the South Parkway location, and Colette's even has an Elvis room dedicated to him. Call Colette's on South Parkway at 948-7652 or Appling Road at 383-1122. Colette's. It was Elvis's favorite, and it should be yours too.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis.
Get them to sign on the line which is dotted.
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Gonna put the world away for a minute. Pretend
Welcome back,
don't
everybody.
live
9:25 the time.
Sunshine, gonna wash my blues away.
Tigers football getting ready for the AutoZone Liberty Bowl game, but the staff is getting ready for National Signing Day, which begins tomorrow, and lots going on, obviously, with the high school and junior college kids, and then, of course, the transfer portal, as every team around the nation, every school is losing players and gaining players, and we know that for Memphis, there'll be a lot of changes, and we wanted to talk to our good friend Frank Bonner to find out what is happening here, because there's been a lot of news over the last few days. Frank Bonner covers Memphis Tigers football for the Daily Memphian. You can follow him on Twitter at Frank_Bonner2, and he joins us now on Sports 56 Mornings. Hey, Frank.
Hey, Greg. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. It seems like there's been a story every hour as far as the recruiting is concerned. So wanted to bring you on to kind of get everybody up to date with what's happening. First of all, Frank, the Tigers' losses. They lost a number of offensive linemen. They lost a defensive back. But overall, how would you describe who they lost to as far as players into the portal?
Well, for starters, I will say the offensive line, those are big hits, right? You lose Davion Carter. You lose Mac Pounders. There's no there's no way to sugarcoat that those are big hits. And so that is something that Memphis will have to replace. And so I think you start there. But other than that, I mean, we still have to see what happens after the bowl game. But as of right now, all of their skill players that still had eligibility to come back, as of today, they still are holding on to those guys, and I think that's important.
As far as the recruiting, the high school recruiting, I guess I've got to separate these things anymore. When it comes down to nowadays, like how many are they going to be signing in this high school recruiting class?
Let's see. I mean, they're going to be double digit. Probably about. I'm looking at my notes now. I mean, probably about what? Around the 14, 15 area.
Which the full class is what, 25?
Yeah, and last year they signed. I think was it 16
from high school.
Yeah.
So those numbers are where, as far as offensive linemen go, is there any offensive linemen in the high school recruiting class?
Yes. I think what's his name? Kobe Williams. I think is on the list, right, from Mississippi. I know he's one of the offensive linemen, and I think just from high school you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Kobe Williams. You've got Lewis. I can't pronounce his first name. Is it Takafi Lewis?
Okay.
Another one from Mississippi.
The thing is with those freshman offensive linemen, they're not going to be ready to go, right? More than
I was just total numbers. Like right now, where would they be with total number of offensive linemen on the roster?
Oh, I would have to look, but I do know that they like if you look at some of the offensive linemen that they still have on the roster returning, it's from a numbers standpoint. I think they may be okay. It's just from a quality standpoint, I think it's kind of what you have to worry about.
Well, right now, starters, they lost Pounders, they lost Carter, and they lost Likes, who is going to opt for the NFL. Right? McClain also left. But I assume Jonah Gamble's coming back? Is that what you're hearing?
Yeah, I mean that's what I would assume, right? We haven't heard anything about him leaving.
Right. And then who's the other starting offensive lineman that we're missing here?
I can say it again.
Who's the other offensive lineman that we're missing? Because three have left. Right? Likes is going to the NFL. Carter went to Texas Tech. Pounders went to Mississippi State. That's 3 starters. If Gamble comes back, who's the other starter? McClain wasn't a starter, correct?
Correct. The other starter, I think, was Hill.
Yes, Hill. Is he still back right now?
Is Xavier Hill, does he have any eligibility left?
I thought he did. But they have gone out, Frank, in the portal and have signed a couple of offensive linemen, correct?
Yeah, so Xavier Hill does have eligibility left, and so as of right now, he hasn't announced that he's not coming back.
Okay, so right now, 2 of the starting 5 offensive linemen are still on the team. And Likes will probably, I don't know if he will or not, but play in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl game. Did you get a chance to talk to him?
No, I haven't talked to him, but he did, in his post, he did say, see you guys on the 29th, in his post that he was going to the draft.
Okay.
And so I would assume that implies that he's playing.
Okay.
My assumption from him saying that.
Yeah.
Now, I could be wrong, but that's what it sounded like to me.
Okay. But as far as the portal, let's talk about some of these guys. You've been obviously posting that. It's posted up at the Daily Memphian as far as the players that are being added to the recruiting class. Mario Anderson, the running back from South Carolina, was the leading rusher for the Gamecocks, and now he's coming to Memphis. What type of player are they getting in Mario Anderson?
Well, I mean, they're getting a player that rushed for 707 yards, in the SEC. So I think they are getting somebody who can produce now. Who knows if he's going to put up the numbers that Blake Watson put up this year, right? You don't know that. But I do think he's somebody who you can expect, and you wouldn't be surprised if he was able to. I mean, if he ran for 700 yards in the SEC, you expect him to be able to put up similar numbers when he gets to Memphis. And so I think they do have them another potential bell cow in Mario Anderson.
How many do you expect after the bowl game there to be another wave of guys leaving in the portal?
Yes. It's not necessarily because I'm necessarily hearing anything, but that's just kind of how it goes, right? In this era of college football, I do think you'll get, and I don't know how big the wave will be, but I do think that you'll get, another handful of guys who announce the portal after the bowl game. Now, the question is, are those guys going to be guys who were, number 2 or number 3 on the depth chart, or are those guys going to be starters? That's the question. If you're Memphis and if you're every other, college program in the country, after the bowl games are played, you want to be able to hang on to your starters. You anticipate that you're going to have some guys into the portal after the bowl game, because my assumption is that you have some guys who don't want to announce because they want to still get film.
Yeah,
like they still want to put out film for those other potential schools to look at them. So I do think you have some guys who want to play in the bowl game because they still want to put their best foot forward before they enter the portal.
Right.
If that makes sense.
And let's be honest. It's like free agency in the professional sports. Other teams miss out on some other guys that they had targeted. They don't get them. Now they look at the next guys. They say, hey. And while they may not supposed to talk to the guys because they're out in the portal, we know that there's ways to get messages to guys that, hey, we might have a spot for you just in case you did decide to get in the portal.
Yeah, and when we talk about the portal, I know a lot of people hate the portal and this and that, and I'm not one to be upset about the portal, but I do think that one thing that college football has to figure out how to get a grapple on is programs figuring out ways to contact guys who are not in the portal and getting them to enter the portal to go to their school.
It's called tampering, yeah.
Yeah, basically tampering, right? College football has to figure out a way to lessen the amount of tampering that we all know is going on right now.
And I just don't know how in today's world, it's just hard to do because there's so many ways to get a message to somebody of one way or another, contacting a family member, all of that stuff. And that's the thing, and that's what it's, even guys who right now are thinking, yeah, I'm going to be back because they may not think they have options. Well, in another couple of weeks, there may be some options that they find out about, and suddenly those options look a lot better than what their current situation is.
Right, which is why I think to your original question, do I think there will be another wave of transfer portal, exits after the bowl game? I think you have to assume that answer is yes, just because of the nature of it.
That's why, if I'm a college football player, right away, I don't think announcing that you're definitely going to be back probably isn't even a smart thing to do. You just wait and see what your options are and then make your decision, and then either announce you're back or you're not.
Yeah, because even if you believe that you're coming back, when you announce, I think every college football player who announces that they're coming back obviously believes that they're coming back. And then when some other opportunity opens, they probably feel like, man, I got to walk through that door.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Memphis, according to Brian Moss at Rivals, right now, again, this is subject to change, and there will be change, are up to 27th in the transfer team rankings in the country. They have obviously gone out and have solidified some holes, including kicker, Frank. Cade Costin, did he not kick for Ole Miss last year? Is he the new kicker?
Yeah. bring him up. Yeah, I think, he did, and so I think that's huge for them, right? Especially with Memphis, you know, they had some injury situations with their kicking staff this year, and Gillis came in.
He did a good job. He did a good job.
Did a great job.
He had a couple of guys who were hurt, so if you can solidify with an SEC kicker. What else stands out? I know they got this defensive lineman from Indiana. They're able to get some of these players from Power 5 schools.
Yeah, I mean that's the other commitment that I would say, right? Patrick Lucas. If you look at last year, the amount of transfers that they brought in, the amount of transfers that ended up, whether they were this, you know, first-year transfers or second-year transfers, the amount of transfers that ended up on the All-AAC team for Memphis. I mean, we can go back and look that Memphis, as of recently, has hit on the big-name transfers that they've brought over.
Right.
I mean, Blake Watson was a hit. Demir Blankenship was a hit. You know, Chandler Martin was a hit. And so when you look at this year's class, you assume that there would be some similar type of hits for Memphis this year. And, you know, Patrick Lucas and the running back from South Carolina, those are two of the names that could be the big hits that we're talking about next season.
Well, that's the thing, like, you know, with the Mario Anderson thing, it's a little weird because ideally the thing you would think for Memphis, it's you look at the Power 5 schools, you look at guys who aren't getting the playing time that they hope they would get, and you try and get them to come down because they believe they'll get more playing time, more of an opportunity. To go get a guy who was the leading rusher on an SEC team, like certainly it doesn't appear playing time not really an issue there. So that on paper looks like a huge get for Memphis.
Yeah, right. And for one, you tip your hat off to Silverfield and the rest of that coaching staff for being able to grab a guy like that. And then on the other hand, how much, like, I wonder if Mario Anderson was looking at what happened for Blake Watson, and if you look at the amount of running backs that Memphis has put in the NFL, and Blake Watson is going to be another one. If you're Mario Anderson, you're like, man, if I go over there, you know, I could do something special for myself individually. And NFL teams are likely probably already looking at Memphis to see if they have the next big running back. I think Mario Anderson, which is unique to a Power 5 school, especially from somebody leaving the SEC, he may feel like it's possible that I could have more NFL eyes on me if I'm at Memphis.
I think that's a great point. But let's not be crazy here. We know that certainly it cost Memphis something with NIL. He's not coming here for free, so they had to come up with some money for the guy first of all, and then you combine whatever he was able to get with what you just talked about, knowing that Memphis has produced a lot of guys here recently into the National Football League at the running back position. That makes it very attractive to a running back out there that transfers from South Carolina. So I think it's a combination of the two things. Let me ask you also before we let you go, Matt Barnes moves on to Mississippi State. Have you heard any names as far as a replacement for Matt Barnes with Memphis?
No, but my guess would be, right, my guess, if you look at a guy like Charles Clark, who's been one of the longer tenured assistant coaches under Silverfield. I think, him and Pope, I think, have been they're the longest, right? I mean, do you look at a guy like Charles Clark to call the plays? And I'm just speculating here, just because he's been one of the longest tenured guys. I haven't necessarily heard anything come out, but I mean that would be one of my guesses.
Well, I think you certainly look internally first, but then the argument would be, well, we struggled as a whole defensively. Do I want to elevate one of those coaches on that staff? They all struggled. So you know what I'm saying? It wasn't just Barnes; it was the whole defensive coaching staff and the defense for the most part that struggled. Do you want to take somebody internally, or do you want to go outside and look at get a whole different viewpoint of what the.
Wait, I think I misunderstood the question. Did you ask me who do I think the interim is going to be, or who I think the replacement is going to be?
No, replacement.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were talking about.
Oh, the interim for the game? Oh, no. Yes. Yeah. It'd certainly be one of those guys. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so my bad. I misunderstood.
No problem. But I'm talking about long range. I mean, I guess there's very capable coaches, but again, a lot of times you'll look at it and go, well, we struggled defensively. Do I want to elevate an assistant, or do I want to go outside of the family and bring in a whole new look?
No, I think he's going to go outside of the family for the actual permanent position.
There you go.
I was thinking. My mind was thinking bowl game. Yeah, I do think that he's going to go outside of the family. I don't know if you go if you try to go another like Power 5 position coach, or do you go whoever the hottest name, the hottest defensive coordinator in FCS? Like, I don't know which route you take.
Right.
But I do think it will be somebody from the outside coming in.
Do you expect any other staff changes after the bowl game's over?
Honestly, I don't know, because if one staff change happened before the bowl game, I would assume that you would go ahead and just like the other ones would happen before the bowl game too.
I guess it would depend on who he brings in and whether or not that coach wants to bring in a couple of his own guys, if he allows them to do that. Like, he brings in a DC and he wants to bring in a secondary coach that he knows that wants to come with him. You know, those moves could be made because of that.
Yeah, I guess that's a conversation, right? I guess that's a situational, because if a guy wants to bring in, some of his own guys position-wise, but if Silverfield thinks that he has some strong position coaches, those conversations could probably need to get fleshed out on what happens there. And so those are probably conversations that, obviously are going to happen behind, closed doors, and we just kind of have to see how that works out.
So if Mississippi State doesn't come in and take Barnes away, you think that if it wasn't for anybody leaving, the staff would remain completely intact for next year? That he wouldn't have made any moves on his own to get rid of anybody?
See, I don't know, because I do think that Barnes was one of the, and Gaston and I, we kind of dived into that on the podcast a few weeks back. I do think that Matt Barnes, whether Mississippi State grabbed him or not, I do think Matt Barnes was one of the assistant coaches where you would have had to make a decision on if you wanted to keep him or tell him that his contract wasn't. His contract was going to be up anyway.
Right.
And so, like, I'm not saying that Ryan wouldn't have brought him back, but a decision would have had to be made in terms of whether you want to bring him back or not, looking at what the defense did last year. And so I do think that would have been a conversation regardless.
No question about it. He's Frank Bonner, Tigers football beat writer for the Daily Memphian. Make sure to follow him on Twitter at Frank_Bonner2. Frank, I'll talk to you soon. In fact, I'll talk to you probably tomorrow for the podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. It's always a good time with y'all. Y'all take care.
Thank you, too.
Folks, Memphis has a lot of great local beers that are being made right here in the city. Many you've probably heard of, many you've maybe tried. There's probably others that you don't even know about because they're not sold out there in the stores, but they all have got these breweries have great tap rooms and things like that. And City Brew Tours Memphis gives you an opportunity to not only go check out the well-known ones, but some of those lesser-known ones, some of those newer ones, some of those newer breweries. You go see 3 different breweries. You leave from the Peabody downtown, you go to 3 different breweries, and you get to not only learn about the history of beer, also learn about their beers at each one of the breweries, how they make them, what the differences are in the different kinds of beer, all of that stuff, and see all of the different parts and everything that goes into them making the beers. But then you get to sample them. That's the good part. You get to sample them. 4 different beers at each one of the places. You also get food along the way as well to enjoy. It's absolutely terrific experience. If you are just looking for a great night out, great day out, great afternoon on the weekends, it's a great way to spend a day, learn a little bit about Memphis, learn a little bit about beer, and discover some new beers that are being made right here in Memphis. If you've got family in town for the holidays, you want to show them a little something about Memphis, this is a great way to do it. A little slice of Memphis with some of the great local beers that they're making here. citybrewtours.com/Memphis. That's where you need to go. citybrewtours.com/Memphis. citybrewtours.com/Memphis. You can buy your tickets, sign up right there in line. If you've got a big group that wants to do a private tour, they can handle that as well. Maybe you've got a birthday party or special occasion. Maybe you want to take the entire office out on one of these tours. All of that. Great idea. And they can do private tours as well. But if there's just a couple of you, maybe you and the wife or whatever, you and a couple of friends want to go, you can go do that as well. Heck, it's a great way to meet new people as well, because there'll be other people on the tour. And by the end of the tour, let me tell you, you're all friends by that point. It's a great time. It's just, and again, you'll discover, I discovered a whole new brewery that I didn't know existed when I did this over the weekend. One there in Cooper Young, the Cooper House Project, which I can't wait to go back to. Great little tap room there, and they're making great beers, coming out with new beers constantly. A lot of these places are coming out with new beers constantly, and they are absolutely fantastic. Again, go to citybrewtours.com/Memphis. Sign up for one of these City Brew Tours. Heck, do it a couple of times because they go to different breweries on the different tours as well. citybrewtours.com/Memphis.
Final segment coming up. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
You already know you can listen to Sports 56 anywhere with the Sports 56 app or at sports56whbq.com. But you can also watch us daily with live video of all of our shows on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
Do you have equipment taking up space in your shed or on your lot? What do you do if those pieces are really big? Ever wondered their value? Purple Wave Auction is an online auction company that sells used equipment. Thousands of items are up for bid right now at purplewave.com. Our transparent auction process makes it easy to sell that Kenworth semi you have sitting behind the barn. Or how about an upgrade to your New Holland Workmaster? Take a moment and check out purplewave.com. Purple Wave Auction, straight, simple, sold.
Did you know nearly 40% of men under 40 and over 75% of men over the age of 40 experience sexual performance concerns? At the Memphis Men's Clinic, their experienced physician performs a comprehensive evaluation that determines which specific issues may interfere with your sexual performance. These issues can vary and range from anxiety to medical issues, low testosterone, or erectile dysfunction. The Memphis Men's Clinic has evaluated hundreds of men of all ages over the years and reestablished a normal sexual life. The Memphis Men's Clinic will work aggressively to resolve issues and allow you to restore your sexual health and overall well-being. That's the Memphis way. If you're 20 years old or 90 years old, come and get cared for the Memphis way. Treatment that's based on your specific needs after a professional clinical evaluation by their experienced board-certified physician. Call the Memphis Men's Clinic today at 901-443-0475 or visit memphismensclinic.com.
All 650 acquisition fees, Sportage R723 5498, MSRP 28940, Sorrento PG 424,710, MSRP 33,010, Telluride RG 462822, MSRP 38,705, includes all rebates and incentives, must finance through Hyundai, excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 1/2/2024 with approved credit dealer stock only. Hey, my man Jeff Allen, what's going on for the holidays over at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah?
It's the season of giving back at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah, and I've got your holiday presents right here.
Tell us about it, Jeff.
Award-winning SUV 2024 Kia Sportage LX, $299 a month, $34.99 due at signing. 2023 Kia Sorrento LX, perfect for your road trips, $329 a month. And the 2024 Kia Telluride LX, we got it at $459 a month, all 36-month lease.
Well, you can't get much better than that, Jeff. And all Kias come with the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah. And from all of us at Gossett Kia South on Mount Moriah, happy holidays.
Roofs, and more roofs. Chris Price here with Metro Builders. Is your roof leaking? Do you have mold stains on the ceiling of your home or business? Is your carrier denying your claim or offering a repair simply because they don't have enough documentation? You need a contractor that performs work for insurance claims for policyholders each and every day, and Metro Builders is here to assist. Call Metro Builders. At Metro Builders, we provide free estimates, consultation, and claim repairs. Metro Builders' process of arriving, inspecting, diagnosing problems, and estimating is second to none, commercial and residential. Residential. Our team of Hague-certified technicians are standing by to assist you with providing estimates and photos to your carrier to document your loss. All you owe is what your policy states. No large fees on top of the final scope. We use high-grade materials and are certified by companies like Atlas, CertainTeed, Owens Corning, and Mulehide with labor warranties up to 50 years on all of our jobs. Metro Builders provides roof repairs across the Mid-South. Call Metro Builders to schedule your inspection free. Call me. 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717.
The Crazy Coop, America's premier wing destination, has 27 delicious flavors to choose from and counting. Like the Buffalo Ranch, a perfect combo of ranch seasoning with a little kick. Mango Habanero, sweet taste of mango followed by the heat. Or sweet maple bourbon, the taste will remind you of chicken and waffles. And that's just 3 of the amazing 27 chicken wing seasonings that you can get at the Crazy Coop in Bartlett at 7199 Stage Road. And now open the Crazy Coop Express at 1315 Ridgeway off Poplar. Some like it hot. How about the Crazy Sweet Lemon Pepper Hot or Crazy Suicide? Can't take the heat? Get the 4-cheese roasted garlic or barbecue bacon bourbon. Ask about the $9.99 lunch special. Now those are some crazy good prices. The Crazy Coop, 2 locations, 7199 Highway 64 between Atlin and Kirby Whitten and 1315 Ridgeway off Poplar. Family owned and operated, The Crazy Coop, America's premier wing destination.
Now, back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
According to a story on ESPN.com, Tommy DeVito, the Giants quarterback, and his agent apparently have run afoul of a New Jersey pizzeria, which says it canceled an event featuring the Giants quarterback because he doubled his appearance fee. Caniglio's Old Fashioned Pizzeria announced on social media that it would no longer be hosting DeVito on Tuesday after the restaurant received word from his agent that his appearance fee would be doubling from $10,000 to $20,000. You get a little bit of fame and you start to gouge people, man. Come on, Tommy.
Today's price ain't yesterday's price, man.
Come on, Tommy.
You take advantage of your 15 minutes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. If I'm Tommy DeVito, I'm upping my price.
He's back to being a backup.
Just got into the Italian Hall of Fame, and all of a sudden now he's trying to ride a good thing with Tommy DeVito.
He needs to.
Yeah, I don't know if he has any other clients.
I mean, listen. He would be dumb not to be upping his price.
All right, little prediction time. Okay. Ja Morant, what's his points, rebounds, assists, Zach, for tonight?
Yeah, give me a double-double for Ja.
Double-double?
I'm going double-double. Give me 25 and 10.
25, 10 assists?
Yes.
Eli?
He ain't getting that many assists. That would require people to make shots. Who the hell's making the shots? I think he'll go for. I think your 25 is good. I think he'll be in that range. But I would say like 7 assists.
I'll go 21 points. I'll go 8 assists, and I'll go 6 rebounds.
Now Thursday night, in that game when it's going to be up and down, that might be triple-double.
Yes.
Watch. That Thursday night, first home game, Pacers, there's going to be 1 million possessions. Then now you're talking double-double, could be triple-double watch.
Do they win the game tonight?
I don't think so. But you got 3 All-Stars on the floor.
You do?
Right. But you don't think they'll win? Eli?
I think it'll be a close game. I think they'll have a chance to win the game.
He gives them a chance to win all these games. By the way, we'll have the Ole Miss Troy game on tonight at 5:30. The Rebels now ranked 25th in the nation, undefeated. And, of course, it's the Tigers and Virginia at 6 o'clock, ESPN2. If you can't make it down to FedEx Forum, tickets are still available to see the Cavs. More orange in the building. Do the Tigers get the win?
I think the Tigers will win, yes.
I think they'll win this game as well. This one scares me less than the Clemson game scared me. But, again, it's a contrasting style. It'll be interesting to see who wills their way. And then finally you got the – oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, by the way, on the Grizzlies, don't forget this is a TNT game tonight. That means there is no local broadcast. So if you want to watch the Grizzlies tonight, you have to do it on TNT.
That's a good point.
Pete and Brevin and Fish get the night off tonight because of the exclusive TNT broadcast.
And, of course, the other thing today, the other important thing around here is the city council, where they are expected to not only vote but pass the ordinance to allow the state funding of the stadium and then to hand the stadium over from the city to the University of Memphis to run Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. So, obviously, keep it right here. Sports 56 will update you throughout the day and, of course, recap it all tomorrow.
You think I could get them to write in there somewhere that they hand over the Mid-South Coliseum to me? Think we could sneak that in there somewhere?
You're going to get the councilman on your Twitter, man.
Just throw it in there, just somewhere in that little thing. Just there's a little clause that says, oh, by the way, also the Mid-South Coliseum, we're handing that over to Eli Savoy.
I bet that thing would be gone by Thursday. I'll give you two days to have that thing done.
Yeah, my construction is going to start a lot quicker than we're going to start at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. I'll be out there tonight with a hammer myself. I'll have a sledgehammer working on that thing by the end of literally as soon as I leave.
Could you imagine
as soon as I sign the papers, going to get the sledgehammer on my way out there?
Could you imagine everybody takes a shot for a cause for Le Bonheur, for St. Jude, and you pay whatever money and take a shot at that? Of course, they have to have a lot of insurance because who knows what's going to fall out of that building. Could be some people that fall out of that building.
It might fall after 3 hits anyway. I don't know. We might raise $3 for all I know as far as that is concerned. Genesis Diamonds, located at Poplar Commons Shopping Center, Poplar and Perkins Extended. Just a few days left, but you've still got time to get over there and take advantage of 5 years, 0 interest financing. Now through Christmas Eve for this holiday shopping season. That's right, 5 years, 0% interest financing. Unbelievable way to make your money even go further on the amazing selection of jewelry they've got for you at Genesis Diamonds. If you're thinking about that engagement ring, thinking about any piece of fine jewelry, whether it be earrings, bracelets, bands, whatever, everything in the store, it's available. 5 years, 0% interest financing. Don't miss out on this great opportunity to get that special someone something special for the holidays. Genesis Diamonds, Poplar and Perkins Extended.
Our thanks to Jeff Crane, Zoe Goodson, Frank Bonner for joining us today. Tomorrow, among our guests, Jerry Palm and DeMichael Cole. 5 favorite things, your five favorite current professional athletes. So they have to be active right now, but it could be any sport you want, your 5 favorite. That'll do it for us. Waldo and Friends on Sports 56 is coming up next for Eli Savoy and Zach Boyd. I'm Greg Gaston. Have a great day, everybody.